Welcome.
All right, everybody, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Nerds Galore. I have to host this week because Gazer is doing a corn eating competition. They're checking to see how many corns he can eat the long way. And as of right now, he's in the lead. So, but
Swinner's in second place with one.
yeah, Scrootsky's in second place with one, and Closet keeps trying to use something that isn't his mouth.
I thought it was a brat competition.
But we're still here. We have no idea what we're going to talk about. We're just hanging out. So if you're in the chat, give us some questions. Give us some stuff to talk about. Because if not, we're just going to talk about Gazer eating corn the long way. and Swoonsky's obsession with his cousins.
Oh my God, no, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Off to a solid start. We love it.
Yeah. It's an amazing start. We're having a bunch of fun.
Indeed.
So I was talking to Wrath a little bit because I think Swoonsky was just zoning out. But did you guys see that Mark Hamill said he's no longer playing Luke?
Yeah, but he said that before.
Bye-bye.
He said that before. They love Disney and all the actors love to subvert expectations and keep everything under wraps. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. This is far from the first time he said something like that. So I don't buy any of it, dude. I don't buy any of that crap. I don't. Same with Andrew Garfield and all the other guys in Marvel. It's like they're like, oh, I'm not in the movie. This is what they do. They have to keep it secretive. They can't say anything.
Well, what are they working on that he could be in? I mean,
what do you mean?
He could be a Force Ghost in the Ray
What do
the
you
Ray
mean,
movie.
Man? They got the lightsaber.
We're about to jump into
they
the
got
New
the
Republic era.
backwards lightsaber.
We have two Mandoverse projects
contest.
coming up next year within 2 to 3 months of each other.
No, bro, he's in the backwards lightsaber throwing contest.
And around the time they started filming The Mandalorian last year, he put out a pretty cryptic tweet about, oh, I'm working on a project that's super duper exciting. It's like this tweet will gain a lot more significance whenever this project is announced. I'm like, what the hell else is he gonna do, dude? Like, come on, man. Yeah, I don't buy any of that shit, dude. Like, I know that's what they do. They do that to subvert expectations, which is a good thing. That's what we want to do. So then when it happens, it blows people up. It's like the Mando season 2, like all of that. He said he wasn't coming back to the character after the sequels, all that, and look what happened. He came back twice. So I just don't buy it, dude. I don't buy it. Maybe not as like older Mark, but like they'll de-age him, they'll do that kind of stuff. And the way this story's been going with the New Republic era, like, bro, that's bound to happen. Like, we're moving in that direction. So
yeah, they've kind of included him too much.
Yeah, you can't pull him out. And same, we got to have Han and Leia as well. So that's what I think. So I don't buy any of it. It's all semantics.
Yeah. You're welcome, Gazer.
Yo, Gazer, how many corn on the cobs have you demolished the long way so far?
69.
Dude.
I wish I could have said all that with a straight face, but it was just too funny.
I didn't know you were going to actually say it.
Oh, he was
I was working on it.
Proud of you. Glad you sent it.
Yeah. Gazer's never gonna invite me back to anything.
Greatest host ever. Are you kidding me? Come on. Dude, taking all those corn cobs down, that ain't an easy feat. You gave him some props. Respect.
He's a native.
Isn't that right, Swoonsky?
Swinsky's an expert in other dark arts.
Oh my God! Shut up,
Darth Keister.
Bro, I can't believe you said what you said.
This is what we got here.
It's not Darth Crate.
I
It's
used the
Darth
mousetrap.
Cousin.
Dear Lord, JT.
Nice haircut, no redheaded Cuban. That's a name I haven't heard in quite some time.
Wait, who said that?
I think we got Parquavius Tavius.
Oh my god.
In the Twitch,
redheaded
the
cube.
one viewer.
Andy Samberg is my dad. That's for sure, Parker.
Oh, Star Wars Closet's working on an elementary school drawing. Share with the class.
No, I'm embarrassed.
No, I don't think I will.
You want me to make you feel better? You want to see my blade?
Bro, I got one of those and accidentally broke a piece. Never
You're
bought
fucked.
another one.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
I got it for $1. Oh, that's beautiful.
No, it's
Dude,
not.
that's what I'm saying. It's a pretty good blade.
His ears are so beyond fuckled.
Yeah.
All right.
So are
you
mine.
like
That's
it?
why I wear the headphones.
You like it? $15. It's all yours.
What blade? Let me see that thing.
I already
Let's
showed
see
you
it.
twice. You fucking forgetful Cuban.
Wasn't even here. Damn, I didn't get the memo, guys. No hat. Fuck.
I didn't feel like brushing my hair.
Me too.
Dude, blade. Ain't gonna be no other blade. How did you guys feel about that movie?
I liked it.
Sick.
I loved it, man. I thought it was sick.
Dude,
Fantastic.
I love the ending scene with Chris Evans, like where he actually says everything.
Yeah, that was great. He's a top 3 Marvel character for me, so I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of his torch.
Yeah.
He had a torch.
I got one.
I wish I wish the Marvel movies were better. I haven't seen one in such a that was the last one I saw actually. So
Yeah, I mean that was
but-
solid. That was
but,
the
like,
last
I
one I saw. I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet.
yeah, I didn't see Thunderbolts. I haven't watched Daredevil. Didn't see She-Hulk.
Yeah, I don't watch She-Hulk.
Didn't
I,
watch season 2 of Loki. Like I fell off the bandwagon. Like it was like I just felt like they were coming out with so much Marvel stuff so fast that like I didn't want to keep up with it.
Yeah, it became saturated, overwhelming. Felt like homework. Yeah, that same kind of thing happened with a lot of other people. It did with me to some degree, but it's like I kind of just wanted to listen to other people and see what they had to say, which isn't necessarily fair. I should really form my own opinion, but like people that I generally trust. Like I was watching like the first 3 seasons of the original Daredevil on Netflix, and I thought that was sick so far. But
Loved
I
it.
heard mixed things about the almost not a reboot, but the continuation from like a pretty reliable source. I just kind of fell off the wagon. Yeah, I mean the character's cool, like the way that Charlie Cox plays Daredevil and stuff like that. But Matt Murdock. But I was kind of the same. I watched a little bit of Loki too. Deadpool and Wolverine was the last thing for me. But man, I've been hearing Thunderbolts is a banger. We all got to check that out whenever it comes out. But I don't really want to go pay to go see it.
It's not in theaters anymore, I don't think.
Is it not?
I think it still is. I think
I
it
didn't see
I think
it
it has
look
another week or two.
Thunderbolts. Yeah.
It might be under New Avengers now.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
That was an interesting thing that they did there, that they changed the name of it right after it released. Like it was always Thunderbolts with an asterisk, and then it changed to asterisk New Avengers.
Yeah, I think it's still like under the title Thunderbolts though, like when you go to buy tickets. But I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the one thing that stopped me from watching the Daredevil show was the leak about Foggy Nelson. And
Foggy, yeah, I heard about that.
with everything that happened, like because they originally weren't going to include the Karen actress and the guy who played Foggy, and then to include Foggy just to have him
trip and fall on the street.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it was
tragic.
It was just I was like, dude, come on, why do you got to do that to people?
I heard
But-
the same. It definitely turned me off as well because I just got attached to those characters, and then like hearing all that stuff, I'm like, God dang it.
But I want to watch it because John Bernthal's John Bernthal's Punisher is amazing, especially like
Yeah.
with where that left off on Netflix.
Red.
He's
Red.
allegedly supposed to be in the Spider-Man movie that comes out this next year.
Dude, what he did to Billy at the end of season 1 was like the most gruesome thing I've ever seen from a superhero movie.
No spoilers.
You got to watch it.
Yeah, I do. I got to jump on it. Swinski, what you doing there, bud? Texting your cousin?
No,
It's like
come
I-
over.
it's
I'm
like
lonely.
like letter
I'm
Kenny.
actually looking up
Yeah.
spoilers for the Daredevil
Oh, okay.
because
Why the fuck
I
would you
just
do
started
that, bro?
watching the original one not too long ago.
Yeah, literally same, dude.
Thanks, Scoopy Tacos. I forgot to hit him with an invite.
So which Star Wars project are you guys most excited for next year of the 4?
Mall.
Mall
Yeah.
for sure.
Mall, yeah.
I feel that. It'll probably end up being the best thing, but I mean, I really hope Mando and Grogu and Ahsoka just are crazy, dude. I really hope they set up a lot, which they should. But I'm thinking that, I mean, dude, that mall show, just based on the stuff I've heard Sam we were talking about, like I'm thinking it's gonna be.
What's
Really,
the
really
fourth
cool.
one?
Huh?
What's the fourth one?
The Ninth
Visions,
Jedi
right?
continuation. So basically, at the end of this year, we
yeah.
get the second episode of the Ninth Jedi, and then they're doing like a season of it, or like a continuation, like a story, like a small.
Star
short
Trek is
season of it
like the
He's trolling. That's
the
my brother.
cousin. It's like the cousin that nobody likes at the family reunion.
That's
He's
fair.
never.
long and
He's
prosper.
barely. He's barely seen either.
That's fair.
His
Sure.
big thing.
The mall show is going to be like
No, I
a
haven't seen
bad
that
guy
yet, dude.
show for bad guys that will stay bad guys. Like there's no redemption kind of thing too, which actually makes me excited. That's something that needed to happen because as soon as they announced it, I'm like, oh, they're going to make Darth Maul like the good
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, Clone
Yeah.
War.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell no.
Clone Force. Fuck you.
No, JT, I've not seen that. I am super excited about the live action Odyssey, dude. Next year's movie lineup. I don't know if you guys have seen next year's movie lineup. It's about to be a damn huge year. Like there's
Yep.
so many banger movies that are going to be coming out. So I'm hyped.
Yup. Yup.
Yep. The you and that fucking lightsaber clip. Yup. Yup.
Yup. Yup.
He's like, yeah, bitch, I got a lightsaber. Let's go.
Sklee knows that's how we say yup in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Yup.
You're
Then we get some lemon pepper wings and we
Lemon
Fuck
pepper
fuck
ranch, dog.
strippers.
Come on,
I mean,
man.
what?
oh my Raph, what is your problem?
How long you got?
So, Raph, let me ask you. So, have you got any lore for your channel yet?
I don't know, Mr. Editor. Do I have anything that I've sent you yet?
Oh my
I don't know,
gosh.
Doc. That's what I'm asking you.
No, I've got lore that I'm reworking slowly but surely.
I think
But
it's
yeah,
got a
we're
lot of
gonna-
potential.
It's cool. What I'm planning on doing is for those of the people that like join the channel, they're gonna get personalized Mandalorian like character names. They're gonna get ranks. They're gonna get what I really want to do is I want to do merch, but I also want to get like somebody to design custom house banners of whatever I
That'd be
print it.
sick, dude.
And then if you become a joined member on the channel, like if you pay that whatever it is, you get one for free on me in the mail.
I want to be a
Your
member
name
of the
will
Night's
now
Watch.
be
Your
Din
name will now be
Bonzo.
Sklee Batar of House Maroon.
Din Muffy.
Your name is now Sklee Skywalker.
Ew.
Yeah, it would have been better than Ray. Tell you what.
I have no issues.
I think Ray's a cool enough
I
character
really
in
don't
and of her
either.
own right.
I just do it because I know people think it's funny.
The fact that they
Same. All the time.
underwrote the character kills it.
Yeah, it's
Like
dude,
with
it's
every other
honestly, bro,
character.
I gotta be real. Like, didn't love the sequels, but they are nowhere near as bad or destructive as people make them out to be. I gotta be honest, they're not. They're really not, dude.
Yes, they are.
They weren't what we wanted. They weren't what we wanted. I'll say that, and I completely understand that. They're not what I wanted, but they're not nearly as bad or destructive as people make them out to be. They're just not, dude. It's not. It ain't. There's things about them that obviously did not like, and there's things.
You're
about them that I thought
wrong,
were pretty
and I hate you.
cool. You're wrong. Opinion invalid.
OnlyFans detected. Invalid.
But yeah.
I get that, Sklee, but like
Yeah.
The problem I have is how I think most of my problem is how weak they are. They're very, very weak.
Yeah.
And by weak, I mean, like, think
jumbled.
about The Force Awakens is the best of all of them, and it's not even
100%.
close.
It's because they don't have the
100%.
power of many, bro.
Oh yeah,
You
they
Right until the end.
the
kid.
power of many.
But what
The
the
power
Force
of
Awakens
one,
is just
the power of many.
it's a updated version of A New Hope. That's really all it is.
No, I
It's,
agree. I agree.
It's a repeat, and then after that, it's a lot of like, how can we warp all of your Star Wars opinions as
It's
much
true.
as we possibly can. That's
Like
how it
that.
felt.
I
There's a lot of
completely agree. I will also
And then
say
having one movie, literally, they made one movie to do that, and then the next movie was to undo everything they just did in the last movie. So I'm like,
100%.
we're just wasting our
retcon all of
time.
it.
That's all we're doing. So
No, you're
not
100%
as destructive, but definitely a waste of years,
Yeah.
money.
I completely agree, man. Definitely retcon like a ton of the stuff in Rise of Skywalker that they did in Last Jedi. And I think
Yep.
overall, I think the
Shut
biggest
up,
failure
loser.
of it is, of the 3 trilogies, it's by far the least cohesive. You know, like
Yeah.
you said, each one is like
Yeah.
completely all over the place, just a jumbled mess. So
And it
There's a
seems
lot
like
of
they
things-
like sand.
yeah,
Yeah.
Love sand.
Why do they like sand?
you know,
Yeah,
I think obviously Finn being a more prominent character would have been something we all would have really liked. I think maybe
Yeah,
Rey
thanks-
going to the dark
thanks,
side or being like
China.
a Kenobi
Thank
would have
you,
been
China.
cooler.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we can talk about, but I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
See, I was talking to original trilogy talk about this scene that Wrath mentioned earlier about the lightsaber toss. That doesn't bother me as much because that's not Luke's lightsaber. Like Luke by that point has completely outgrown that
It
saber.
would be
That
less effective of a scene if it was Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
what do you mean?
I mean, the lightsaber he threw is the lightsaber that built Star Wars.
Yeah, but like when a lot of people are like, "Hey, oh wait, hold on." When a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, like the history in this saber," me and OTT were like, "That saber realistically only appeared for the first. Well, it appeared in A New Hope, and then he loses it in Empire." But like they were like, "Oh, that's Anakin's saber." It's like, bro, Anakin
Anakin
only
is
made that saber in
gone.
Episode 3.
Anakin is gone.
I am what remains.
Anakin made that saber somewhere between losing his arm in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and then he loses it by the end of the movie. So, like, I was like, to me, like, there's not a whole lot of attachment for Luke, and like, I think, like, Jedis are supposed to be above that kind of level of attachment. At least that's what they want you to believe. So when he's tossing that one, it's not a cool scene. I'm not like saying like, oh, I love that scene and it's amazing, please throw more sabers. But what I'm saying is, like, to me it's just not super egregious. It's a very cringeworthy
It's
scene.
not.
Agreed.
To
I
me-
agree. It's a
to
very
me, it's
cringeworthy
not-
scene, but like I said, it's
To me-
it's nowhere near as people make it out. I'd say the biggest like thing for
Luke
me
should have been like, where's my fucking hand? Like, you found the saber, where's the hand?
yeah, what the hell, dude? I said the biggest thing, man, the Mary Poppins, the Leia Mary Poppins thing, out of anything in the sequels, took me out of it the most, I would say. That shit was just not well done. It could have been a way to display her power, her force power that we didn't know about. I mean, we knew like it was underlying, but like it was quite jarring to see that. Definitely took me out of the story. I'd say that was to me that's like the biggest thing I didn't like. But
I think they were gonna originally have her die there, and then because Carrie passed away, they were like, you know what, never mind. At least that's what I hope.
what a misstep, dude! What a misstep. And yeah, Luke was a chump for half the movie, but like, dude, like you we talked about this Clone Force. We talked about this. You know, we're on the same page. But
and like the book, the novelization of The Last Jedi includes something that they don't put in the movie. And when Luke is going to become one with the Force after doing what is in reality a super badass scene, because he transports a version of himself that can interact with his surroundings into another
it's almost
place
indistinguishable from himself. Yeah.
after
Yeah.
being cut off from the Force for so many years.
6 years, yeah.
But then when he does that and he overexerts himself and he dies and becomes one with the Force, in the novel, Obi-Wan is telling him to let go. So Obi-Wan is pretty much saying like, hey, there's nothing left for you to do here. You've accomplished everything that you've needed to do.
Fulfilled
Let
your
go.
destiny.
And then he and then he becomes one with the Force.
Yeah.
In the movie, he just like climbs up on a rock, is sweaty, and then just disappears.
It's true.
He's sweaty rock man.
Yeah, but you're right. Like it's a missed context that we could have seen. Like, him essentially telling him that you fulfilled your destiny. I mean, he did. It was the most powerful Force lead any Force user in any Star Wars film canonically has done. He sacrificed himself unselfishly for the rest of the Resistance so they could get away, and it was done in the complete Jedi way and being pacifistic. He didn't swing a lightsaber once. He was just defensive and used that time for them to get away. So I mean, dude, like I said, it's nowhere near as bad. No, it's not what I wanted. No, it's not what the majority of us wanted. I get it. We can talk that all damn day. We talk about Legends, and I still think we're going to get a good bit of that stuff, that depiction of them. But it's nowhere near as destructive or bad, dude. And like originally that was my biggest grievance with those. But it's like, dude, it's like I said, there's plenty of context there that was not given, and proof is in the pudding.
And in that moment, too, when he's talking to Kylo, he forgave himself for the mistake that he made. I don't think he should have made that mistake. I think that's where, some of the grievance is, where, Luke should have been above making the same mistake
my
he made with Vader again.
That's my biggest issue with sequel Luke, is how do you go from literally redeeming Darth Vader to... oh, I've got a bad thought about my nephew. Let's ignite the lightsaber. Sure, the moment passed and fucking he confirmed in, episode 9, he did say that he was wrong, but just he wouldn't make that mistake in the first place. And then I also, lately, I've just had an issue even with Book of Boba Fett. Why would Luke make Grogu
choose?
I
understand that too, and I'll give you my opinion on that.
That is not Luke at all, bro.
But here's the thing: you got to understand, we're only 6 years post Return of the Jedi. There's still 25 years of story to tell, and part of what I think, this could be not true, since we're about to know a lot more about Luke's story, maybe this is the reason why he changes his mind on attachment, because he sees how well that Grogu thrives with Mando. Because of the attachment, he sees that and he's like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe I should do this a different way." So we still have 25 years of story to tell. So we don't know for certain if that is the case. But I agree. I was the same way. It's like, okay, it's completely contradictory of what we believe. But at the same time, he hasn't even built his order yet. It's not even completed. So you got to give it time to be able to tell the story before we can fully make an opinion on it. So that's what I think, man. But and the other thing too is, Luke, in every canon depiction post Return of the Jedi, is labeled as a legend, a myth, all this stuff. Like, he's essentially Jesus Christ. He's done something incredible. And so it's that level of perfection and all that stuff. The reality is he's just a human, dude. So he's imperfect like us. And he can, just like us, he can have a thought of weakness, even though he didn't act on it or anything like that. You can't deny the fact that could still happen, regardless of that. But I mean, dude, that's what I think on the matter. That's my rebuttal to when people talk about it, because I've had these same thoughts, man. I'm right there with you. I'm a big EU guy. Like, I love all the stories. Luke's my favorite character. But you got to be able to look at things from a bigger point of view sometimes. Be able to step away from kind of your emotional reaction. Okay, what does the canon say? What's the context that we don't necessarily know from the films? How does this actually make sense in the realm of what we're talking about? Yes, Closet.
So I'm working on a video about this, but Scully, there's something about what you're saying that I slightly agree with, because I am very anti Luke attacking Ben in the night like that. And that's not exactly what happened.
No,
that was
just ignited the saber. That's all.
Yeah. So, but there are so many elements of Luke almost going dark side in just Return of the Jedi.
100%.
It's not the farthest thing from thinking how could it Why are we so blatantly against it happening?
Yeah.
Because he almost shot.
He was
Jabba.
conflicted up until the last moment.
Yeah.
When he,
Yeah.
After he cut Vader's hand off, man, he was in full rage mode.
Anakin-
Anytime
Very
something
last
happens to
moment.
his family, when the family
Yeah.
is threatened, he's like, "Fuck it." Like Vader mentions his sister, he's like, "Fuck you, you're losing this goddamn
Yeah.
hand."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he sees in Ben's mind, like, "Oh, like I can see the death of Han Solo."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's like you're not gonna fuck with Han Solo, but then eventually his mistake leads to Han Solo dying anyway.
Yeah.
Again,
Exactly.
hate.
Sorry for cutting you
hate
off. Go ahead.
sequels. I hate it. I'm just saying that you can
No,
make
they
the
don't.
argument that there's a dark side because you've seen his own father go that direction,
Yeah.
and not just go that direction. Completely go that direction.
Fall off the wagon.
Fall off the
I
wagon.
Well,
Luke just
I'm
was
right
this
there with
close
you,
to it
Claudia.
all the time.
I'm
To
right
me,
there
the
with
thing
you.
is, to me, the thing is like, we're talking here about attachment, this and the other, and it's like something along the line has to fucking massively break Luke.
I think it's multiple things that
I
we
think
don't
it's
know yet.
multiple things, but I think the big catalyst and the straw that breaks the camel's back is the Ben Solo change to the dark. I think it's the collapse of the Jedi Order, and I think he's right now in this point of where we see him. He does, like you said, realize that the attachments can be a good thing as long as they don't become the focal point of your persona and your character.
Mhm.
But I think something's gonna happen with Mando and Grogu that's gonna change his mind there and be the first step in that. And that's why we get that explanation of why he throws the saber out of attachment. Like,
I think there's going to be a lot. I think it's, like I said, it's going to be a slippery slope, just how it is in the prequels with Anakin. Like Anakin, it was a
that wasn't no
series of
slippery
events.
slope, bro. That was just years.
It was a series of events and things that happened to get Anakin to become that way, man. And so, like, we're gonna get the same
Anakin's
story
fucking
with Luke.
horniness.
We get to see his attachment and closeness with Ben, training him from a child. I'm really hoping and thinking we might get a little Mara Jade, and maybe she dies. Maybe he has a child and exiles him like Anakin had to get his kids exiled. It's very much a Star Wars thing, or like Rey gets exiled. Something like that could happen. Like you can't. We have to be able to get all the rest of the context, like I was saying. So we don't fully know yet. This is what I hope and pray for, because this is what us fans deserve. We need more of this. We need more of this. We got to see what are the things that happened that caused literally the greatest Jedi in history that saved his father from complete darkness. How did he get to this point where he has that very, very small mistake that costs him everything? How do we get there? So I want to see it, dude. I want to see this. I want to see this legend and all the way come back to being a human and seeing his humanity. That's what I want.
Speaking of your boy Luke, I completely fucking got waxed on Tony's masterwork. So he sent me still cards. But Slee, I got some doopies for you, buddy.
Oh yeah, bro. Closet, whenever you make that video, be sure to send us a link, dude. I want to check it out, man.
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
I cut you off a little bit too.
No, you're fine. The script is written for it, but I haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah,
Also, Closet, fuck you, dude. Okay. Like,
Okay. All right.
like honestly, like you're over here, like, oh, Wedge Antilles is the best pilot. Like, get out of here, bro.
Yo, Closet.
First off, coming in a little hot about an opinion about Wedge Antilles.
Wrath.
Okay.
How dare
Would
you
you say
not
that
have the
about Wedge?
same opinion as me? No, I was kidding.
I love Wedge Antilles.
Same.
big
Read
fan
the
of Wedge
Aftermath
Antilles.
books. He gets fucked up in all of those, but he's really cool.
Yeah, I love
Wedge
Wedge.
Antilles a bitch, bro.
I used to
Yeah,
say
dude, I hate him.
back to this, and then I'll drop it. But I used to be the same. I used to be like, man, I absolutely hate the sequels. I hate the sequels. I'll tell you what, my mind has changed. I don't absolutely hate them. I still do not like them.
I despise them.
I still do not like them. Overall, I'm not a fan of them. However, like I've said before, there are things in those movies that I like. There are things in The Acolyte. I didn't like The Acolyte. There are things in The Acolyte I still really enjoyed. There are things I did not like. Andor. Thought it was extremely boring. But tell you there's some things in Andor I thought were really cool, man. So that's how I feel on it. That's how I feel. But yeah, overall, no. I didn't like them. It's not what I wanted.
I'm one
How
of
do
those
you feel about
people-
99's helmet?
Horde. Is that like was that like a mask or like a helmet?
This is a popcorn bucket, but we've Me and Wrath have now canonized it that this is 99's helmet. That's why there's such a big ass dent in it.
It's gotta be.
I
Gotta
would
be.
say along those lines, like I'm one of those people that's like I'm always gonna find the one or two things I like in any project.
Sure.
But I will be brutally honest. Like I fucking think Andor sucks.
my
Acolyte
thing,
sucks.
yeah.
Sequels are bad. I wouldn't say they're awful, but they're bad.
Yeah.
But
completely
there's
agree
still
with that.
some cool things in all of those projects.
I'm
You know what's
right there
funny
with you,
is
Rev.
like not long.
We're not
ago,
that far away.
Not long ago, we were all
No.
talking about how the sequels were the worst thing ever. But so many worse things have happened that now we're like, the sequels aren't that bad.
It's true,
I
man.
kind of like them.
It's true. Comparatively,
I wouldn't go that far to say I kind of like them, but there are some
I
cool
would
things.
for
yeah.
sure, like my opinion, I would for sure rather watch the sequels than watch Andor. If I'm being completely honest, I would,
I
man.
Can I do a bold take?
do it.
Nope.
Say it.
I'd rather watch the fight scene from Acolyte than ever watch Andor again.
Would you rather watch? Okay, so I gotta know. Would you rather watch The Power of Many, just that part, over Andor?
Oh yeah.
No, what is wrong with you?
Because hear me out. Because
Dude,
I'm
Lord.
gonna fucking die laughing the whole time, and in Andor, I'm just gonna be like,
See,
Dude,
I
had to
can't.
clip.
I
to go
can't
clip
laugh
that
the power
part
of many scene.
It's terrible. I had to go clip that part today for my long. The long. I've told y'all the long one I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's still like another
eating
week.
corn
"You're
How
doing
long
a
was?
long one."
It's 35 minutes. Shut up, Brad.
Damn, I thought it was bad when you were husking them corns the long way.
I hate you.
It's all right. Everybody does. Hop in line.
I actually love you deeply
No,
and
you
in
don't.
a dark way. Yeah. Anyway,
God, hold on. What?
Nah, hey, you sir,
Yeah,
pipe the fuck
Fuck him
down. Pipe the fuck down.
We've
Where's
lost our leader.
Oh, there he is.
I love my
I don't
family
know.
members.
I don't know what
Little-
happened.
Anyway,
much.
it's terrible. I don't know how. That's the worst scene to ever come out in Star Wars and of all time, in my opinion.
I gotta
is
agree,
no.
man.
The power of
Nope.
many.
I'd rather watch
nope.
Leia Mary Poppins than that.
Go look at the clip, dude. Just
No.
look at the YouTube
No.
clip of that
No.
moment and look at the comment.
No,
There's not one
No.
positive comment. Not one.
no.
Dude, also the ending of The Acolyte, man. Just the music they put to the ending of the show. I couldn't believe they did that. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
the pop
terrible, dude.
Yeah, it's like when your boy is
love
sneaking
music.
out the cave, and it's like, can I get to the amp? Sweet, yeah.
Some music, though, I will say a positive thing about Andor, bro. Mommy Mothma's rave scene, that music is fire. Big fan.
That's about it.
That's-
I work out to it.
Everything
Yeah, actually-
besides
yeah.
episode 1 and 2.
Plus, it does his
Amazing.
Pilates and his advanced stretching to that music.
Define
advanced
advanced
stretching.
stretching.
Well, so you remember how you were talking about how you throat corn on the cob?
No, he wasn't using his mouth.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the
Yeah.
advanced stretch.
Yeah.
No.
Have
I
you
will
ever
never
heard
like,
of the Have
I
you
would
ever
never
heard of
right
the
there.
tragedy of Prolapse the Wise?
Oh my fuck!
This is my last time on Nerds Galore forever.
Thank fucking God. No,
This might be the last time Kaiser asks any of us to do it without
Yeah,
him.
dude.
Yeah, bro.
Gazer's firing all of us.
Yeah.
he fired himself for not being here.
We'll do our own.
We'll build it back and we'll build it better.
We're going to have the Bantha Fodder podcast.
Yeah.
But no, I'm actually working on a video kind of like what we're talking about other than the fucking corn stuff. But like I was going to say like
Is
the people that
also a part of your video, or is that a separate
No.
project?
that's the biography of Swinsky
Oh, okay.
and his cousin.
Fuck off.
But,
Yeah, they went a little too far at south of the border the other week.
but I was working on something, or still am working on it. Like the people that like the sequels and the people that do not like the sequels aren't that far apart as they think. Other than
agree.
Melvin, I think other
Yeah.
than Melvin, everybody's close. And because the grievances we all have
We're all
are
very
the same.
similar. Yeah.
And honestly, like I was talking to OTT about this. We were discussing like there needed to be more time in the sequels. The fact that all those scenes happened in 1 year, like that's how long it lasted.
I know.
Was for all that to happen in 1 year. I was like, dude, that's insane. Like that needs to take place over 3 to 5 years, because then you could explain like, oh, why is Rey as powerful as she is? Well, she's been training
She's
for
been
3
sucking on
years.
the same green
Yeah,
titty
literally
milk
the
that Luke
first
had.
order, canonically, the first order only lasted a year, which is crazy to
Like,
me.
bro, she
Yeah.
was on the island with Luke sucking
Yeah.
on the green titty milk. That's why she's
Mhm.
powerful.
Dude, hey, bro, there's something in there.
Yep.
There's something in there. I don't know.
There
what it
was
is.
Better
something
than
in
the
there, bro.
fucking green milk
There
at
was.
Disney.
That's what I'm saying. That green milk at Disney got me feeling some type of way at the hotel-y. I was astral projecting shit into the toilet.
Yeah, I think
I am one with the force. The force is.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty close on the grievances, and I think when people didn't like 8 and Disney panicked and they were like, "Hey, like we're gonna fucking screw Colin Trevorrow or whatever the fuck his name is, and we're gonna bring back J.J. Abrams."
Yep. Like you were talking about
Like-
closet, just the complete.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams
Panic,
was like,
flip
"Fuck
everything back."
everything that Ryan Johnson did. This movie's gonna suck."
Yeah. He was like, "I'm gonna make a fan service movie, but actually please nobody." Like he was
Yeah.
like, "Let me take what I do with my wife and then act it out on the rest of the country." And so we're all just unpleased.
Yeah, dear Lord. Yo, question for you guys.
We're so
What's
fired.
your
Well,
favorite
But
Star
also,
Wars
I love
game?
Andor.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Glad you really like it. I'm glad that people can
oh,
appreciate a good
Rise
Star
of
Wars
Skywalker Lego.
Wrath isn't gonna like this one, but my favorite game is Outlaws. I just love being
Really?
stealthy, dude. I love being stealthy. That is just Star Wars Assassin's Creed. I have taken
play
out
it.
so many Imperial
Dude,
bases.
we must not play Assassin's Creed the same way, my guy.
Dude, I'm 100% completionist, and
Really? Oh my
So
God.
Swinner, that's why he.
Yeah. yeah.
He's got to get all the way up that pit, all the way up that ancestral tree.
That was absolutely that came from left field. Holy shit.
But I don't even know now. But yeah, so I like to do all the side missions. I think it's really fun.
So does Swinner.
But dude, I'm just tired. Like, and like when you guys mention these games, there's gonna be, unless you say Battlefront, the one constant is they're all single players. I'm getting tired of single player Star Wars games. I want to play a game with my friends. That's what I'm
That's how
saying.
I enjoy video games the same way.
Yeah, I
Gotta
just
be
want to play with
multiplayer.
my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
I
choice,
just
man. I
wanna
gotta
play with
play it.
Wrath.
I've been wanting to.
I don't have a way to play a game with anyone.
You have a
you
PS4
talking
still.
about?
You've
You don't
only
have a
got
console, you don't have a
single player
PC?
corn on the cob.
You don't have a PC or anything?
No, that's multiplayer. What'd you say?
So you don't have like a PC or a console or anything like that?
I have
He has
a
a PS4.
PS4 and a
Okay.
Nintendo 64.
Okay. Dude, you can play Battlefront 2. What are you talking about?
I'll fucking demolish you in Smash Brothers. That's all I heard.
Do I have that?
Dude, if
You
you don't
can
have
still
EA
play
Battlefront
Fortnite, you're
2, I
just
have an
gonna-
extra copy for
If
PS4
you own a
you can have it.
Nintendo 64 and you don't own Conker's Bad Fur Day, you need help.
Conker's bad.
Baby boy, I own almost every Nintendo 64 game in existence. Okay,
That's
Cap.
false.
There ain't no
False.
way.
brother.
You have
Do you own the
Play
Thomas
Fighter?
the Tank
You
Engine
have
game?
Play Fighter?
Where's Shell?
Yeah, dude.
You
where
have
the
a
hell
Nintendo
where's
64
You
Shell? You
I'm just
don't.
gonna
What are
grab.
some
I'm
weird
just gonna
ones?
grab a handful, and not of Swinsky. I'm just gonna grab a handful of games.
What you got?
Well, I
Carrot
mean, it
Cookies?
depends on how you look
Make
at
eye
objects
contact while
and
you grab
people.
it.
Do you have shit, what was the game I was just looking
I hope
for?
your wall falls over again.
Dude, I almost died. We have
What?
NASCAR 99.
Let's
Yeah,
go,
Dragon Bike,
baby.
boogity
If
boogity.
you don't have Shell, I don't care.
We got Beetle Adventures.
None of them
These are a
work.
lot of racing games.
None of them work.
I don't know what happened to this one, but Star Wars Battle for Naboo. You ever play that one?
I know what it is. Yeah, I definitely know what it is.
Freaking classic. I
Man,
have
rip the fucking logo off.
Clone Nose. I got like 50
Yeah.
copies of this.
Yeah, that game is a classic.
I got one.
Hot Wheels and Wave Racer, bro.
You got
Yeah, And
You
then
got,
that was Super Nintendo.
you got Tony Hawk, dude.
I got Tony Hawk.
Yeah, you ever play Cool Spot on Super Nintendo?
No.
It's great. It's a 7-Up game. That shit was
Yeah,
great.
Pro Skater. What about Perfect Dark? You got that one?
Ooh. You
The
made it
sequel to
something.
the spiritual successor to GoldenEye.
What about Thomas the Tank Engine Trouble on the Rails?
We all saw that closet.
You should have saw what I saw last time he fucking destroyed his wall.
Oh, hey.
Oh shit!
OT,
OTT is
get
here.
on here.
I'll send you a link, OTT.
OT, you get on here right now. Don't be talking about my games.
Oh shit! OTT, I didn't even see that you fucking texted me back. Never mind, I'm an asshole.
All right, Closet. So
Piece of
what's your
shit.
favorite game? What's your favorite Star Wars game?
My favorite Star Wars game. So you haven't watched my top 5 Star Wars games of all time video on YouTube?
No, he does. He
I'm
hasn't.
not.
He's a
I
fake
was
fan.
exposed.
Fake fan. Fake fan. Fake fan.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
How
I
embarrassing.
actually don't remember what I picked. I think it was Jedi Knight Academy 2 and then Shadows of the Empire. Those are my 2 favorites.
Dang it. I was actually about to play some Academy, the first one.
Yeah?
I have it on my PS4. You mean Jedi Outcast? That's the
Oh.
one that you like? With Kyle Katarn, the second one?
No. Sorry, the first one where you get to create a character and all that.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's the one I'm in the middle of right now. I'm gonna let that be a slow burn because I've enjoyed it so much.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, it's sick. Really enjoy that one. What about you, Swoonsky? What you got? Can I guess it?
What's your cousin's name?
Fuck off, Raph.
Oh my god.
Swoonsky, I bet you your favorite Star Wars game is probably the Revenge of the Sith, the video game.
Nah, that one has too much dialogue for him to
Great game.
follow.
No, fuck off, Raph.
Great
It's
game.
honestly between that and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Both.
Because those two were
complete
like
bangers.
neck and neck my fucking childhood.
Dude,
bro.
a lot of people
Those are
love that
great.
more than I thought they did. I made a post
yeah.
about it and everyone was hitting me with that game. I've never played it.
What, the Complete Saga?
Get the fuck out of here, closet.
Bro, you have got
Clone
to
Force
play
kicked
that
him
game.
from the studio now.
Never played KOTOR either, not one time in my life.
I
I've never
haven't played
finished
it. I have
KOTOR.
them both, but I haven't.
What
Me
the
neither.
fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry.
KOTOR is sick. The story.
Yeah, you know what, Swoonsky, what you did in the deep, dark recesses of your lineage is not so bad anymore.
It's still bad though.
Yeah, it's still
bad, but not
awful
as
and
bad.
terrible, but not as bad as that.
Yeah. At least you played KOTOR.
Did you play KOTOR with your cousin?
OTT. What up, man?
Guess who's here?
Hello.
If you
OTT, this one's for you right here, baby. A
Rogue
banger.
Squadron.
A banger.
Look, if it's not an Atari original, I don't recognize it. Okay,
Oh my god.
It's not canon.
it's not canon.
Got Rogue Squadron on the
old.
iPhone.
You got Delta?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, son.
Got a bunch of. I got SNES. Got GBA. I got a bunch of stuff on here.
Let's go. Yeah, that's
No way.
Y'all know about soda pops? I don't know anything about them. Wrath, I know you probably do.
I know what they are.
Someone,
The soda
someone-
Funko Pops?
someone gave me
those-
this today.
Those are fucking stupid.
It's like a Ralph McQuarrie, like cartoon concept. That's interesting.
This was
That looks
gifted to
just
me.
like Gazer.
It does
That
look
is
like
Gazer.
It's a Luke with a red lightsaber.
Yeah, in the concept art for A New Hope, he had a red saber in a lot of them.
That was the
Ah.
Very
never-
cool, man. I haven't seen that one.
pretty random.
Dude, I've been seeing those Funko minis, and I'm like, who the fuck buys these?
Wrath.
Just
Nope.
like the little tiny versions of the
Don't
I
Funko.
know,
have
dude.
Oh,
Single
fuck.
fucking one of those.
Who does that, dude?
Fucking fuck.
So weird.
Swooner's cousin buys them.
No, but I do have the Death Star mini bitty pop set, whatever the
Confirmed.
fuck it is.
Confirmed. You heard it here first.
So you were not alone, Closet. I was at a Dallas Fan Expo today, and yeah, it was cool.
Did you kiss Theory?
Did I kiss? I did go to a panel that he was on with whoever
James
who's
Arnold
the guy.
Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, rookie.
Yeah, but the mini Funkos were a hit, man. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
people were
Come on, you
buying them
can't
up.
beat Dagobah Yoda. OT?
Even smaller Yoda. That's
Come on.
still. I'm down.
Historically, yo, is that Bricks? You had a Bricks Funko Pop?
What was your favorite part of the con today, man?
Oh, that's a great question, man. One, all my friends bailed on me, so I was there alone. So I was like,
Oh,
I was
Yeah,
like a
that ain't
loner
cool.
dude at the con. Yeah, I felt like clone. But no, I'm just
oh
playing.
my
Uh,
gosh.
I'm just playing. What was my favorite
Twitter's not
thing,
alone.
man?
He's got his cousin, bro.
Fuck off.
I think listening to the panel was cool. Listening to Taylor talk about his experiences doing Clone Wars, and his other voice acting experiences. That was probably the coolest part. But
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah, I've been the last couple years to the Dallas Fan Expo, so yeah, it's cool. It's a big. I don't know. It's a big one. Some of y'all went to ICCC, right?
Yeah, that shit was sick.
Okay. Isn't it kind of like a little more intimate? Like it's a little.
Yes. Yeah.
Very
Okay.
intimate, depending on what room you're in.
Okay. Easy.
Nope.
Don't talk about nerd and closet that way now. Come on.
Damn.
I love that,
but-
man.
You know, he did pop into a lot of rooms for the 12 hours he was there. I don't know what he was doing, but
I popped. Never.
He popped a lot of things.
He was trying to beat the Bonnie Blue challenge. Is what he was doing.
I popped in. I popped out. I was around.
He was corn shucking, dude. Him and Gazer.
Completionist.
God,
So I was a Dallas Fan
every
Expo
Colonel
today.
must go.
Trying to reroute here.
Yeah.
No, it was cool though.
It's
It's
gone,
just
yeah.
I know it's gone. Yeah. No, it's one of the bigger cons, I guess. So I don't know. Found some old comics, some old vintage stuff. So that was cool too. I didn't get a lot. I got like one Luke. So I have someone gifted me an Empire and Jedi Luke Funkos. I'm not a Funko guy. So I went ahead and got a New Hope one just to round it out. But
What comics did you get? You see, you got some vintage ones.
yeah. So this is what happens. I go to cons, and then my brother finds out, and he sends me a list of all the comics he's looking for.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's like old Marvel first run stuff, some G.I. Joe
yeah.
and Transformers. I completed his Further Adventures of Indiana Jones collection. So
Oh, that's sick.
So he'll
yeah,
be
you're his
happy about
plug.
that. What's
You gotta
that?
start- You're his plug. You got to start. He's got to start paying you.
Pretty much, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hold these. I'm gonna tell him I paid more for them than I did. So it's at least that. But yeah.
You said you got a Funko, right? You got another Luke Funko.
Yeah. I got a New Hope Luke.
Nice.
Because I have an Empire and a Jedi that someone had gifted me.
Which
So,
which Empire and Jedi ones do you have?
so the Empire one is like it's right here. It's like a gold kind of Luke. I don't know. It's he's in his Bespin outfit, and it's I don't know. It's a gold pop. It's number 93 if that helps.
Damn. Yeah, it must be
yeah.
like a special edition or something.
I
Matt, you would
think
know.
so. Yeah. The Jedi one is him with when he pulls the blaster out at Jabba's court.
Jabba's Palace. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Star Wars one is cool. It's just him with his foot up on a little, like when he's looking at the twin suns. So yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Got the trilogy, man. We love it. Got the
Yeah,
OT.
that's it, man.
I have Luke with the training remote Funko Pop. So he has
that's
like the
cool.
visor on.
That is cool. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I'll grab it. Hold on.
So what was the Star Wars discussion I missed? What were y'all on about?
We're talking about Nerd's cousin.
We talked about the sequels for a little bit. We just coming to a consensus on kind of how we all feel, and like Clone Force was saying, is like people might have on the servers might have differing opinions, but when you get down and actually start talking about the things you didn't like, we find that the majority of us all have the same grievances. So just talking about it, analyzing stuff, talking about missed contexts and all that kind of stuff in the canon.
Right.
But, we talked about the majority of, I think, and then we're talking about corn shucking, that for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's an important part of the lore,
Apparently, yeah. Space maze, baby. Hey, Wrath, do you have a favorite Funko Pop?
Ooh,
You got a Fat Daddy collection.
Do you have any signed Funkos?
I do have.
Yeah.
I've never gotten one signed.
I'll be right back.
All right. And then
Okay.
Clone Force, what about you, man?
I have one of myself. My friend got it for me
No.
for Christmas.
They can do that?
Yeah. So I got that one.
That's
sick.
cool.
That's super cool.
Dude, I think my favorite one right now is this one I got at Target. It's Vader. It's part of the Target Con collection. It's Vader Revenge of the Sith, like when he's just coming off the table.
Nice.
So I like that one. I like Neil from I have Neil from Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. I enjoyed that show, man.
That show was so good.
Yeah.
I have honestly, dude, this Pride Day. Like I don't get into the politics of it or whatever, but I just thought this looked cool. So I have the Pride Day R2D2.
Cool. I hadn't seen that.
I try to they do like different collections for like R2 and BB-8. Like they'll make like different versions of droids for holidays. I try to grab those ones.
Oh yeah. OTT, you got any collectibles that are like your faves? I know you said Funkos and comics and stuff, but do you have anything else that you like to collect?
He has the
no, that's
original
great.
Topps cards.
Yeah, so I tell Clone was asking me this a couple weeks ago. So a while back, I just did this total like hermit like purge of stuff, and so like pretty much all my stuff is with my brother right now. So my brother seems to come up a lot in my Star Wars discussions, but yeah, so he's got a pretty healthy vintage collection of old school Star Wars toys,
Like Kenner stuff, yeah.
the Kenner stuff, yeah. So I used to have some of that. Right now, it's actually pretty bare. I have a few Funkos and a couple of Vaders. I was in y'all ever been to Mount Shasta, Northern California?
I've never been
to
to
areas.
California.
No, it's really beautiful. But there's this little kind of eclectic shop there with like all these, I don't know, sort of new agey type of things. And they had this, I don't know, I was just walking around the shop and they had this little blue Vader, like made out of some kind of little gem or something. So pick that up. But that's about it. I don't actually have a lot right now. But I'm planning on switching my channel over to doing talking head videos fairly soon. So I'm trying to kind of build out a background of some kind.
Like talking to the band?
No, talking head. No, yeah.
Like he's gonna be on camera.
Okay. I'm a music guy.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Talking head is coming. No, yeah, just switching up the style. So I need to build out a background, and maybe I'll visit my brother and grab some of my stuff back. But
very cool.
Yeah.
When
I do collect, it's Mount Shasta. Yeah.
Dude, Mount Shasta. That's like I'm interested in like UFO and stuff, dude. That place. Like that place has got a lot of strange shit. If y'all don't know about Mount Shasta, definitely look it up whenever you're.
Yeah. If you think Star Wars lore runs deep, I mean, Mount Shasta lore is, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
I got Jason Kelsey. This is when he got This is when he got drunk at the Bills and Chiefs game, and then Funko was like, "Hey, the time when they got fucking bounced by the Bucks." But so it was like 2 seasons ago, but he was there, and they were like he was just having a blast, and he jumped out of the box to like chug a beer with a fan, and then he did this pose. And then Funko was like, "Hey, we want to make this a Funko Pop." And he was like, "If you donate half the proceeds to charity, I'll do it."
That's super cool.
That's awesome. That's what he did. So I bought the Funko Pop.
Good choice. OTT, I got one last question, and then I'm gonna shut up
for
and
sure.
let everybody else.
No, go ahead, man.
So, of the original trilogy, which is your favorite?
Oh man, that's so. This was asked in the panel today, and Taylor was like, everyone says Empire, but Theory said Jedi, right? And so it engendered this whole discussion about Jedi. I think I still have to go with Empire because I mean, it just Star Wars is great. The first film was great, but I just feel like the depth, the real depth of Star Wars kind of started with Empire, and that's allowed the future of Star Wars and everything we've had since. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of amazed that film got made. Further. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just such an incredible sequel and goes such a different direction, and tonally, thematically, is so much more.
Greatest plot twist in cinematic history.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
the incest scene. Nerd's favorite scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's objectively the best. Personally, my favorite is Jedi. I mean, even of all the films, Jedi's
all the films. Okay, yeah,
it's my favorite of the 3. But dude, I mean, objectively speaking, Empire, I completely agree with that sentiment. It just is. It hits so many different levels of things.
It really does. Yeah, it really does. And Jedi has its, it's I think, people talk about when did fans start turning on Lucas and stuff. It's really way back in the day. I mean, even when Jedi came out, people felt it was a little
Ewoks.
campier and Ewoks and
Yeah,
just the whole
I hear
tone of the film. But at the same time, it has some of the best things in the trilogy, so
Agreed.
I mean the Luke Vader stuff is hard to top. So yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
What about y'all? What are y'all's favorite OT film?
Mine is A New Hope. I think for me, as somebody who likes Andor and then really loves Rogue One, I think A New Hope is so much more expanded on now. So that movie's up there for me.
Changed the world, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mine's
Like you-
usually Empire. I mean,
Empire. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, what the hell did I kill the mood?
a little bit. I mean, you
mentioned
brought it down
compared the
slow.
OT with Andor, in my
Yeah.
opinion, you killed it.
It enhances the OT.
Nah, I don't need Andor.
Yeah.
But Rogue One was sick, though. Come on, man.
It was sick, but I still don't need it.
I don't know,
Don't
dude. I need that.
Don't
Vader
ever pull
always
up the.
scene.
Yeah, I was like, never
I'm gonna
talk
be
about that
real
later.
with you. I think it would have been more poignant to have told the same story about that Andor told, but from the point of Galen Erso.
I don't. Yeah. Galen
Well,
Erso
that
has
would've
a
been
better
interesting.
story to tell, though. Like in that, it's in
No,
a book called Catalyst.
But what I'm saying
really?
is like that whole second season was us
Yeah.
getting shown how brutal and disgusting the Empire got when they started their rise to power. I think that the duality of that could have been, and the humanity aspect of that, which is what everybody's raving about, could have been shown way better with a focal point on Galen Erso.
He would have already. Yeah, I agree. I think they would have had to start like from when he was recaptured, though, because he was recaptured before Andor season 1.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think that would have been cool. Or just have a focus on Jin, or better. I think my issue with Andor season 2 is its lack of focus on characters that it did a good job of focusing on in the first season. Like Saul had, when he appeared, he had importance. When like the only thing that Saul added here was the fact that like what's in that mask that he's using. Like he's just huffing Rhydonium. And he's like, I'm crazy, but the Rhido's my sister. And it's like, bro, like that's like, I don't know. Could have added more to Saul there instead of just but you also get the you don't know where I am. So I think it's like a little disoriented in ways. It's not, in my opinion, it's not better than the first season, but it's just I think it needed better focus. I think it could have included Galen and Jin as well.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I would have liked to
And
see
I'll be
that.
honest with you, after watching, because I've already watched it a second time, just to kind of take it in all at once. The guy who plays Bale really has grown on me. Like I was like, now had Jimmy Smits not done the job that he had done, like I was like, dude, this guy would have been a perfect Bail Organa.
Yeah, I think the guy's a good actor. I've seen him in other stuff. But dude, I got to be honest. Like Bale is might be my favorite side character in all of Star Wars. I just think the guy who originally who originally did it, just did such an incredible job. It's just hard for me to swallow that. But I mean, not to knock on the guy's job. I mean, he did a wonderful job. I can't knock on that. But dude, like I said, I'm a purist. I love the way that Bale is, especially in.
You got to read
Obi-Wan,
Mask of
dude.
Fear.
Yeah, especially in Obi-Wan. I felt like he did really, really well in Obi-Wan. Carried a lot of those episodes. So.
OTT, what did you say the last time we talked? Was it like Once Upon a Time in a Book or
I said
something
this
like
is
that?
the last time. Was it?
No, like last time. Oh, like we were talking about different books, and you were like, oh yeah, Once Upon a Time in a Book or something like that. Like you were like, we should just make a series, like Somewhere in a Book.
Oh yeah. Just have a YouTube channel called It Somewhere in a Book, and then just go from there with the lore. Hey, let me ask y'all a question about Andor's, something that was kind of on my mind a little bit. Did you guys find that? This is the way I felt about it. I don't know if other people took it this way or not. That our heroes in the series are like, they're just like lean into the ruthlessness bit a little bit too much. Like every informant is killed, you know what I mean, like, and it's not just one character. It's like Andor's kind of like that, Luthen's kind of like that, and
Yeah.
it just made me feel like, how does this tonally connect to the rebellion we see in the next couple weeks, literally, right? Which is this kind of idealized version, maybe, of this, like, hyper good rebellion. I think Star Closet has something to say.
I do. Okay, so I thought about this. It's such a good thing you just brought up. I've what they have done is make the ones that set up the rebellion absolutists, and then everyone else that like brings the revolution to its fruition, they're not absolutist. So like Saw Gerrera is, you could argue, an absolutist because he absolutely, like this is how it must be no matter what. Kind of like we've talked about Knights of Melvin, right? Like that dude is an absolutist. You must believe this or you're wrong.
Right.
Either you hate it or you don't. Black and white, yin and yang. But the juxtaposition between like I just lost his name. The guy that ran the antique store on Coruscant.
Luthen.
Yeah. So like him versus like like Luke, for example. Like Luke is not an absolutist, right? But he's the one that brought the rebellion to its fruition and saved everyone time and time again, won the revolution, yada yada yada. But to get it there, a lot of these people had to be, I guess they had to be absolutists. Like you got dudes getting shot on a park bench in Coruscant just for giving information, and then therefore
Right.
you want them to know who gave it and all that stuff. So it's pretty wild. I mean, like it if that is, which I guess it is canon, to know that that's what it took to set up what would come later. Like I saw a meme that said Andor like played the game on hard mode so Luke could play it on easy mode. And I'm like, I get what they're saying. That's not true, but I get what they're saying. Because a bunch of dudes like basically had to sacrifice themselves just to get to the point where Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia save everyone,
Right.
So that's my point with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. For me, I think that's one of the things that didn't connect really for me, because I mean, in New Hope, I mean, from the first general, that Leia bumps into, to Dodonna, to all the pilots, I mean, they just very, in a short amount of time, set up this really, family kind of unit where everyone's looking out for each other. And I mean, to your point, Closet, there's still spies mentioned in Jedi, right? Mon Mothma mentions about them. So are we supposed to think that kind of, ruthless motif is still going on? Or, I mean, I don't know. For me, I just struggled connecting the two, I guess.
It is like I like that. There's a ruthless motif in the background that we don't see, allegedly. And this was the peek behind the curtain, like, and I keep referencing this, but whoever commented on one of my Andor videos said that this is the scaffolding of the rebellion. That is such a great way to put it. But I think that the more I think about it, that's what we mean when we say, where is the Star Wars? Because we grew up with Star Wars not being so like, cold and like blood ridden and all that stuff, like people getting shot on a park bench, like that kind of stuff. There was a lot of like goodness that came with it. So I think that's what people probably meant. So I agree with you. Ultimately, I don't know that that's what Star Wars is to a lot of people. But then again, we also asked for a darker tone in Star Wars. So
sure.
It is odd.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if maybe like one person was an absolutist, like if that was Luthen's role in it. But like to even see in that second season where it went with like Andor being like, oh, like when he goes to help Clea and they're like, you were unauthorized to take the U-Wing. It's like, bro, do you not know what he's been through to get you guys to this point? And they're like, oh, you're not following orders. And it's like this chain of command thing is already happening, and Mon Mothma's not even there yet.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I thought it was a little bit of a problem. Uh, I didn't really like that he shot Lonnie on that bench, but it was. I was talking to my buddy Anthony about it. That was how Luthen was. Anytime you pressured him to do something, he kind of killed. And I mean, you saw it with Andor as well. In the beginning of the second season, um, and they don't even show it, which was a problem. But somebody sees um Bix's face, and Andor just kills the person, and then you see him in the shop buying fruit, and the guy's like, "I haven't seen you in a while," and Andor's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Like he was immediately going to kill that guy, and I was like, "Dude,
Right.
like, what is happening?" Because Andor was very much a reluctant hero in the first season. Like he didn't want to be a part of that. That's why, like, every time when he gets in trouble on what the fuck was that planet he was on? I don't know. When he gets in trouble and gets like choked out by that KX droid, he's like pleading like I'm a tourist, like he's not really there, and then he devises a plan to get out. And that's not because he wants to help the rebellion. That's because he wants to get out of Narkina 5.
Right.
And so he gets out of there, and then the second season starts, and he's stealing a TIE Avenger. I feel like that was out of place. That like he should have been a little more. He should have been a little more established because obviously he did sign up for the rebellion at the end of season 1. But he shouldn't have been that composed, in my opinion. And then to watch that band of idiots for almost 2 full episodes was that really pissed me off, and it's still one of my like least favorite scenes in that entire series. But like even he's gotten involved on it, and then like I don't know, Bix just dips. She was like, "Fuck it, like I'm gonna go full Jenny from Forrest Gump here. Like I'm gonna get pregnant. You can't love me," and then leave. So I don't know. I have issues with it, but its goal was to get you excited to watch Rogue One, and with the final 6 episodes, I was ready to watch Rogue One again.
I could have done without it and been excited for Rogue One. Rogue One was great by itself.
MacMan Luthen is not
What's up,
in
man?
Rogue One. Vader and Palpatine do not have cameos, and I don't think we needed a Vader or Palpatine cameo.
Yeah, it's not what I would have wanted, but it worked well without it. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of what I think, this show's gained a lot of traffic and it's done really well on Nielsen. So, it's radiating with or emanating with other people. So I'm glad they enjoy it. I'm just glad people like Star Wars. So
Vader wouldn't stand for anything though.
Wrath, do you have your favorite Funko?
I'm not bringing it over here because it's buried in other stuff. But I've got a couple of contenders. I've got a photo of it. This one's got to be up there. The Mega Jumbo movie poster, Luke.
Oh, yeah, that one is sick.
Did you see they're doing this scene from Empire this year? Like they have it out on the Funko website.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really buying a whole lot of them nowadays. This like prototype, or I think I
like that one.
It's not really the Christmas special one, but
it's like the comic.
To answer your question on the signed ones, I got Spencer Wilding signed Rogue One on the Target Red. And then 2 of my other favorite ones I've got are the Nihilists.
I have this one.
Yeah, that one's sick.
And then I've got both Darth Revan and Jedi Revan.
Let's go.
So that's me without digging through my collection.
Swinsky, what's your favorite collectible?
That's a good question. Probably this Celebration 3 Darth Vader figure.
Yeah, that one is sick, dude. I think you posted something the other day, right? Yesterday? Yeah, that thing is crazy.
Man, I've also got a Lucas collector's figure set, but they're kind of propping up my other TVC figures. So
I like those archive books You have the archive book, right?
Yeah, I've got the prequel one.
Yeah. And I know Wrath has some stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Gazer said that if we're on at 11:30, he's gonna join.
Cool.
So he definitely got first place. Scoopy Tacos.
That's me. I'm Scoopy Tacos.
Well, hello there. Ooh. Who you gonna call?
Not me. I'm busy.
This is my brother.
Oh shit.
He's.
I'm
super
so sorry
into
for your
Ghostbusters.
Scoopy.
I love my little brothers, man.
Nah, fuck that guy.
He's a nerd just as much as I am.
He
Not
feels
about
that
the
way.
same stuff. My stuff's way cooler than his, but you know, he's a nerd and I love it.
So we were talking about the books.
Yeah. Those
Ooh,
ones.
the archives.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay. And then I got this like old visual guide.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
shit.
This one is the they've done so many of these now because they're catching up. But this one was 2005. Okay. We've got this might be one of my favorite Art ofs books. Our Rebels.
Oh shit.
And then the Ultimate Visual Guide to Rogue One.
I got that at Ollie's.
And I got a
$4.
whole shit ton more books back here, but we're not going to go through those right now.
That visual guide of Rogue One's probably pretty cool. I didn't know you had that.
I got the
I like
Rise
the
of the Dead.
lightsaber
see-
book.
You can come peruse the collection up here on the wedding days.
We're getting close, man.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, someone's getting married?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys ever get a chance, read this trilogy. So good.
Queen's
I've heard
Queen's Hope.
split reviews on that. Some say that it's really good. Some say
Isn't
that
that
it's
the
really
young adult
boring.
ones?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
They focus
technically
on
not like the adult canon ones, right? It's a
Yeah.
young adults canon series, right?
I think
Like it's
so.
got like Queen's Hope, Queen's Peril.
Yeah.
Stuff like yeah,
It-
those are the young adult ones. I
They
think.
focus on Sabe a lot, and like
Yeah.
Sabe's a badass throughout all of it. And like they just shows what all the handmaidens had to give up in order to do it, and then as well as what they really went through on Naboo, like the actual torture that they like went under.
Like one of my favorite parts of this book, the prequels.
Yes, sir. That's such a cool scene, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure they got a lot of Roger stuff in here too.
Where is my Google Drive at? Oh,
You
here
guys
it
ever
is.
see the meme of that picture on Instagram or whatever, and they're like what is it? A lore accurate representation of when Jesus fights the devil in the desert for. I'm like, dude, yeah, I love that one, dude. Oh yeah, that's cool.
And there's 16. Did you guys ever see the concept sketch of Django and Obi-Wan thing?
I can tell you that I haven't. Well, that's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, Slave One, baby.
Jango Fett Starship, you mean? Also, can we just talk about like the opening of this book, right? So you
Very
got
cool.
May the Force be with you, right?
Blast
And
you
then
off to galaxy
hyperspace, all right? And then the first page in here.
Very
Come on,
nice.
bro. Come on, bro. Toshin makes some of the best like books in general. I really want to get the Toshin book, Ralph McQuarrie Arts.
Definitely should get that.
$300 book though.
Sklee, I just added you to my Google Drive for that book instead of just trying to email it over.
I appreciate it. I'm about to take a look. Scoopy
It's
2.
mostly High Republic.
Okay. I mean, I'll check it out.
I've been called out by name.
What do you geek out on, man? What are the stuff you like? I mean, obviously Ghostbusters, yeah.
So I'm as much as Brandon doesn't credit me to this, I am a fan of Star Wars. I wouldn't
Cool.
consider myself a Star Wars fan, seeing the fandom would probably chew my head off. I am Ghostbusters for sure, hands
Cool.
down, always. Scream, anything Ghostbusters killer for sure.
Dude, he snowboards in full costume.
And I'm also just a general fan of horror, anything cryptid and weird.
So you're like a
I
cooler
dig,
version
I
of
dig.
Clone Force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
that's pretty much how it's always been.
The thing that makes me cooler is the fact that I have tattoos and stretched ears. That's quite literally it. What's wrong?
Pat got him. Yeah, doxed, bitch.
Okay, I'll send you money, dude.
Scotty, the SWAT team's here.
But you're definitely a Star Wars fan, man. Everybody has different levels of how deep they're into it. I mean, obviously, we're
No,
pretty
for sure.
fucking sweaty, but-
I make that joke only because I do a lot of Comic Cons in this area. And if you even mention you're a Star Wars fan, you're being grilled like immediately. Like, do you know what kind of camera equipment they used for the first lightsaber?
Dude, yeah. So
I have no idea. I don't care. It looks awesome.
they're like eyeing you up and down. Like it's like when you walk into a gym.
I
dude.
have it. We're good.
Yo, grab your proton pack
I
or
fixed
whatever.
it. We're
Is that
Yeah,
what
you
it's
got
called?
one? Oh, bro.
Yeah,
Have
one
that.
second, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
part of like, you know how like
Yeah, I
they have
see
the
that.
501st.
He's getting the
yeah.
chunk
They had some people like that at ICCC. I've seen them before, man. I'm a
Yeah.
Ghostbusters fan as well. They're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
he does the one for New Jersey and Philadelphia.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've got
I
the
am
Hyperphonic sound font for the Ghostbusters blaster on here.
Really?
You got it on there, the sound
Yeah,
font? I used to have the visual font for a minute.
the
never
battery's
got
so
the sound
fucking low on this.
Dude, you have an Ecto 1, bro?
I have an Ecto 1C, which is my motorcycle that I've created, which I can
Oh,
send a
sick.
link to. And then I'm currently in the middle of building an Ecto 2T, also known as the Ecto Twuck, which is a
Shut up, you
utility
fucking
vehicle
bitch-ass sleeper.
made for Ghostbusters.
yeah.
My job outside of being a nerd that pays for everything is I work in construction. I'm a home remodeler, and
sick.
I needed a truck for work, so I bought one, and it was already white. So I added a whole bunch of lights and sirens and PA system and stuff like that. So it's now
shit.
the Ecto Twuck Post Haunt Remodeling Division.
Very dope. You have two questions. Do you have the what kind of horn was it? It's like a special, like old school, like was it a medical vehicle horn?
So the
That thing
original
is
vehicle was a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor ambulance. The siren they used for it was actually an audio file of a cheetah purring in reverse.
What?
That's it.
I didn't know that.
That's it. That is the sound that you hear. Yes, it does have it. That
Oh, dude,
is
that shit
the
is
car
so
and the
sick.
motorcycle both have it.
Mac
That
Man,
gets
this
me
is a
amped.
popcorn bucket from Galaxy's Edge.
Corporate shill.
Also, my other question is this: so you said you do home remodeling. You ever do any like cool home theaters, like custom home theaters?
I have actually. I work with a company up here in PA called Audio Labs. So we actually just got doing a full entertainment center in a client's basement. 7 TV screens, and the main screen is an 80-inch that he has a separate system that allows him to segment out the TV. So
Yeah.
he can have all the TVs on this left, the right, above, and bottom, and then the TV in the center, he can put whatever channels he wants on, and he can have a total of like 4 or 5 on that.
It's like screen within a screen on crack. That's amazing.
It's absolutely ridiculous. The amount of money it cost him was insane, and I don't know why he did it, but he's happy with it. So
Yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna get your contact information after the show because I have a project I've been thinking about. It wouldn't be until like a few years from now, but I think.
Oh,
you would
I'm
be the right
definitely,
person for
I'm
it.
definitely gonna have you come do some shit when I get the when I get my house.
You would be
going.
compensated.
keep in
well
mind I'm in
for it.
Philadelphia. So
Keep in mind, I'm in Virginia.
No sweat.
all right, cool. Oh, you got your own Ghostbusters group down there. The West Virginia Ghostbusters and the Virginia Ghostbusters have the Mothman logo as theirs.
That shit is sick, actually.
So-
So I'm glad you're into cryptids and stuff, man. What's your favorite? What's your favorite if you have one?
Of the cryptids?
Yeah, there's so many, dude.
Oh my
The
god!
chupacabra.
Obviously, it's either Mothman or Jersey Devil, knowing where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I'm
Mothman is
also a huge
crazy.
fan of Pennsylvania state cryptid, the Squonk or something like that. It's
Not
like a
familiar.
really stupid looking, drooling, crying wrinkly pig.
Hmm.
So anybody underneath the
I
L
don't.
in
I don't
Kensington?
mean to interrupt, but
Interesting.
Sleeby needs to see this. This
Okay.
is the intro page to
Yeah, the
the
Mothman should
2005 book.
Let me see it.
It's on Jungle Shirt that I want, bro. This shit is so banging.
What the fuck, bro?
Shit is fire.
What are you looking for?
Yo, you got your Proton pack, bro?
I do.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, let me show you. Hold on.
This shit is so sick. I cannot wait.
They don't make books like this anymore, boys.
They don't make books like they used to.
They don't. Oh, dude.
Thing is heavy as shit.
Yeah. That is so damn cool, bro. I'm really into like interactive props. Like I program lightsabers and shit. So I think that is like the coolest thing.
So what's awesome about this one is the wand actually controls everything as well.
Okay, dope.
But this is when this came out, it came out right before Afterlife. It was a HasLabs pack. So HasLabs, as they do with a lot of things, they did a pre-order with the with certain challenges to be met.
Yeah,
and
do the same thing with Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So fully funded, it was. And then
you just modded it.
Yeah, it came out, and then people immediately started modding it, replacing the speakers, updating the cyclotron, full metal proton rods, adjusted like everything that was this can be taken apart, even down to the Alice frame. I did not buy it at that time. My buddy got it for me for retail for Christmas. I obviously paid him for it, but what's cool is that in Frozen Empire they needed proton packs, but the movie budget didn't necessarily allow for them to remake a whole bunch of ones, so they just reached out to HasLabs, and HasLabs was like, "Yeah, we'll make you some." So immediately, this pack became the canon pack for the movie. So anyone who has this pack, schematics. They all have an actual screen used, 100% accurate pack to the second to the fourth.
I haven't seen it yet, which I'm dying to. But dude, that's crazy. So I know I've seen the original version of the HasLab Proton pack. I remember when I saw the trailer for it and stuff. Dude, honestly, yours looks like night and day, and I did not know that they used the HasLab ones for the movie.
Yeah,
when I saw it, I thought you just built it. Like,
no, that's I didn't. I don't have the time, capacity, or 3D printer to build my own.
But it looks amazing.
There are a bunch out there that are homemade, and they're always, if not $1,200 more. But they look awesome. Actually, a buddy of mine is selling one for $2,700. That's signed by both Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd.
Damn, dude. 2 of the 4, man. That's so cool.
Yep. Yeah. So that's this is my nerd realm.
I really dig. Yeah, I love those films, man. And I wasn't a big fan of like the female reboot, but I did enjoy the second reboot a lot. And I've been waiting to see Frozen Empire. I've heard a lot of good things. So yeah, man, I dig it.
The general consensus of the 2016 Answer the Call movie is that it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I hear the same. Yeah,
the fandom as a whole hates it. I used to hate it. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I really like the scenes in it. I like the the gear, but I didn't like the storyline. Someone from the New Jersey Ghostbusters actually mentioned something, and he's a huge Philadelphia Ghostbusters. Sorry, he's a huge fan of Answer the Call movie, and he mentioned that if you took away the fact that it was supposed to be a reboot entirely and just called it the Chicago Ghostbusters, like a completely separate division, no one would have
be near as bad.
And I 100% agree with that. And that is kind of how I look at it now. It's like, I feel like instead of having Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray come in there and be completely separate characters, they should have had them come in at the end and be like, well, now you guys are an official franchise of us. And that would have changed everything.
It would have, I mean, the fact that he's in there with cameo was cool, but like it should have been his character. And I agree, like the CGI and the scenes were really cool, and obviously the equipment,
the special effects,
the pistols were sick.
Everything was amazing except for the storyline and the jokes of the 4 women, which is unfortunate because all 4 of them in their own right
they're good actors,
are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, they are. Especially what's her face, man. Dude, she's the girl that's on SNL like all the time. I'm trying to think. She's the one that had the 2 pistols. I'm trying to remember her name.
I want to get carried in Fortnite.
Sean Boy, that would be me in a little bit, bro.
Taco Tuesday. I've been playing Fortnite a lot, dude. It's been so much fun. I don't have any friends, so I just go on there and play with AI Vader. It's been a blast. Just been talking to him.
You
yeah,
know,
man, super dope.
What do you guys feel about going after Epic about the AI usage, even though they had the permission from the family to use it?
I personally think as long as you have permission to use their likeness, I don't have a single issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah, Disney.
I think when you start going over somebody's ability to their own voice or their facial recognition or anything, their own likeness, and they don't have that's a different story. Like, the whole Tarkin thing with Rogue One, even though I did love it, they did go behind the family's back, which I didn't love that. But I think, same thing with like Luke Skywalker, bro. Like I am a huge fan, and I will continue to push. I want them to continue to do what ILM does and push the bounds of technology and keep making the deep fake stuff better. Because like the Book of Boba Fett Luke was just absolutely, it was like, I'm literally transporting me back into like 5-year-old, 6-year-old EJ seeing the original trilogy for the first time. So like I love that. But I mean, obviously there's a lot of moral gray areas there. But as long as you have permission, I don't see an issue with it personally. I think it's moving that way anyway. There's no stopping it. So it's my opinion on it.
In my industry, that's a huge, because I also do a lot of graphic design, and it's a huge area, along with filmmaking too, is like the usage of AI and the ethics behind it. And I know with the deep fakes, especially when I watched the first season of The Mandalorian, I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
You mean the second season?
Second season, sorry. And I'm interested to see how far they go with it, and then what the consensus of the general public is about it, because right now it's pretty much 100% negative from anyone who is an artist to any degree.
I can understand,
but I mean, as an artist, someone who's using it daily, I think that it's super beneficial and making me a shit ton of money, saving time that would have otherwise taken me hours to do a mundane task is now taking me seconds.
I agree. I'm an artist as well. I mean, obviously on the sonic realm, I'm a musician and stuff, and I get that, the same ethical issues, but I think there's a right way and a wrong way to use it, and I think if people with real talent and real experience can use it to their benefit, and if it makes their art more efficient or even enhances it in any way, then I don't know. But you're like, there's a big discussion about it, and I think there's a lot of different. You can go in a lot of different directions. So I definitely completely understand both sides, and especially in your realm of filmmaking, that kind of thing. It's a bit bigger. So I got you, man. I agree.
I did want to point out, just because we had talked about it earlier, Closet, if you have Amazon Prime Gaming, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga is a free download for the month.
Gotta have it, dude.
Well, I'm gonna be downloading
You gotta play it, man.
Okay,
I really enjoyed the Skywalker Saga, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the Complete Saga is a better game, completely.
I do have a Switch. Is it on Switch?
Yeah, it should be. It's also on the iPhone. I have it on my iPhone.
Well, it's through a third party. So I'm on my Twitch right now, just looking at Prime benefits. So that's one of the games.
Okay.
As well as Wolfenstein 2: The Colossus.
BP, my guy.
What up, BP?
What up?
We're just nerding out.
Hey, Sklee, let me ask you a question real quick. You said you do work on sabers, like electronics and stuff. So I'm looking for, kind of on the flip end of that, I'm just looking for a replica Luke Saber from Jedi, like sans electronics or blade.
Gotcha.
What would be the best place for me to?
So there's a handful. So I have one it's like, honestly, you guys were talking about favorite collectible. It's my favorite collectible I have. It's like, it's insane. So there's a couple. So you can go on. I can send you the links in the chat, actually, if you can.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot, man. So obviously, there's different versions of Luke Saber and Return of the Jedi. So you have like the Hero, you have the V2, you have the
right.
So it kind of depends what you want there, and then I can give you the best and kind of how much you want to spend there. So like, dude, like there's a lot of variation. I mean, you can give me your price point and that kind of thing. But what I have is, I'll show you the one that I have. You can get it on these websites.
Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds is also a free download. until June 4th.
This is the one that I have, but like I said, there's a ton, bro. There's a ton. So depending on what you want, like if you want the V2 cave scene, the hero, whatever, you let me know there, and then also to like just price range because it all kind of varies. You know,
Just
it really
varies.
does.
Okay.
I have the
Okay.
Disney.
But I can
lightsaber.
I'm very versed. I can definitely put you in the right direction, and also kind of give you like really good sound fonts and blade styles and stuff too. Because like I have like 6 different versions of like different scenes from Return of the Jedi and like
Okay.
on mine, and then also have like the Battlefront 2 blended with some of the Return of the Jedi because I love the EA Battlefront 2 a lot.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so there's just a lot, but that's where I got mine. You can also
Lower scale. Okay.
that
Would you put these
saber,
above Theory?
Huh? I'm
Would you
definitely
put
gonna
these ones?
drop Theory too. And then I'm gonna drop. So basically, the pack store they go through Ultimate Works. I'm gonna drop the Ultimate Works website as well.
Okay. Cool.
They get all their stuff from there, and then I'm gonna drop Theories. And then
This
we can
is
talk about it later.
this is a pack store saber, and
Yeah.
I fucking hate it now.
Dude,
Theory
mine
I
is
talked to today, but yeah.
Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, I love my pack.
Why don't you like it?
The chassis sucks.
Yeah, but
I appreciate
Matt
that,
hasn't
Splee.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Yeah, dude.
I only have a Disney one.
Muff has not given me the opportunity to fix it because I actually have a fix for his, which I understand why he doesn't like it. It's
Well,
aggravating.
I mean, I paid $600 for it. I shouldn't have to fucking fix it.
It's fair.
I agree with that statement. There's so many things that I have that I'm like, I shouldn't have to work on this. It should just work from the jump. But segue into that, I got to bounce, guys. It was fun nerding out with you for a short minute. I
Thanks
would
for
love to
hanging,
do
man.
this again a little bit longer. Brandon, can you do me a favor after this is all done, or clone
Take the
whatever
trash
you're on
out, you fucker.
Yeah, can you like
We live
go fuck
1,000
yourself or
miles away.
something? No, can you?
I'm gonna try if there's enough fucking time left before I fall asleep.
Nice. Can you shoot me everyone's information that was in this so I can give everyone a follow?
Yeah.
We'll shoot it in the chat right now.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Be good, man.
Later, guys.
Splee, I think the Ultimate Works is maybe.
I'm changing it right now. I'm trying to find the proper one. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, I appreciate that, man. That's yeah. I'm gonna have to before I can tell you which one. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I'm gonna have to look at the film, the deleted scene, and be like, okay, it's that one. That's the
Yeah,
one.
that one's super sick, dude. I
Yeah,
love that one
yeah.
as well. Yeah, there's a lot of different variations. But just kind of
Ultimate
whatever.
Works, I think, is now ultimateworks.net.
Yep, I got you.
Oh, okay, okay.
I pasted it.
Perfect.
Although their page says Ultimate Wokes lightsabers.
There you go, brother. I dropped it in there.
Oh, nice, cool. Yeah. So my follow up question to you was going back to your music. What do you play and what kind of music do you play?
Plays
Dude,
the
so
Skin
I'm a
Flute
bass player.
and
I've
the
been
band
playing
called
for this month
Slee
for
and
2
the
decades.
Slizzle Bizzles.
Or you got it for me, Wrath? You got it?
Yeah, plays the Skin Flute in the band called Sklee and the Sklizzle Fizzles.
Yeah. Waiting on our debut album to drop. Now, I've been playing. I dabble in like drums and guitar and stuff like that, and
Trash.
but I primarily play bass guitar. I've been playing for 20 years this month.
Nice.
I personally play everything. I just love music in general. I can appreciate pretty much anything. I've played all sorts of stuff. I've worked on hip hop. I've worked on reggae, rock, funk, metal, all that kind of stuff. The 2
Nice.
bands that I've been in most recently, one is like a 90s like alternative funk rock band, funk metal band called Mellow Pool. You can stream us on all platforms anywhere you listen to music. And then my other band was it's like a bluegrass jam band, Grateful Dead, Fish kind of thing. You can stream our stuff on there too. We're called Wilburn, exactly as it sounds. So
yeah, for sure. I'll check it out now.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely.
That's all you get. It's copyrighted.
OTT, you want to see a
Very cool.
chunky ass saber?
Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at
oh.
It's almost.
Okay,
You want to see the
okay.
biggest, blackest
Very
dildo
nice.
saber?
Look at that thing. Let me see the emitter. Is it? Oh,
Well,
nice.
This part comes off and then it gets chunkier because it's a Disney saber.
Yeah, that's
Look at
Oh,
this
it's a Disney one,
chungus.
okay.
Look at this
Yeah.
chungus of a Disney
Nice.
saber.
Nice.
Yeah.
the fat mace saber.
Universe's greatest lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, getting a real nice Luke saber from Jedi is
That's hard to beat, man.
Definitely
Yeah.
worth it, man. It's like it literally sits in
Yeah.
front of my TV in my room, and it is just like it is my shelf.
Yeah,
It's my
and,
favorite
like,
piece.
That
I got
saber.
Like that. I got some Legos, the thermal detonator that's programmed and stuff. So
Nice.
it's
Nice.
super cool.
Yeah, I mean that saber, like to me, it doesn't even need a blade. Like my favorite scene with that saber is when he turns it off and they just, it's like the most important moment to me anyway. So it's just, I don't know, I just love that hilt
When he throws
for
it
a
up,
lot of
when
reasons.
he turns
He
it
just
off and throws it.
Yeah, yeah.
Luke, the
Never.
thrower of sabers.
Yeah.
Like that's why he did it in episode 8. He was like, fuck it, I just keep doing it,
That's what he does.
keep it going.
Clone likes to
Closet.
find these things that resonate in a bunch of the different films. He's like, why does Palpatine keep using Force lightning? Because he just hurts himself with it every time.
Yeah.
Why does
Ewoks.
Luke touch sabers? He just throws them away.
Yep. The Ewoks are eating other people.
Right. The Ewoks. Where did they get the clothes?
That's where they got the clothes. They ate some other people.
Must have, dude.
They
Cool.
just
Like
keep
Thanks,
crash
eating.
Brad.
landed there.
Appreciate
Dude,
that.
the stream deck. That's
Thank you
cool.
as well.
Closet, how's your saber?
I'll drop my band names in here too, so if you want to check out our
Yeah, for sure, man.
albums.
I am not as an accomplished musician as you. I dabble a little with guitar.
Okay. What do you like?
But it's, a little bit of everything. I mean, I grew up, was kind of a teenager in the '90s, so
Oh,
dude,
young
that was
adult,
badass.
so
Let's go.
lucky.
yeah. So I mean, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains type stuff.
Dude, love.
Where's the blade at?
Love it. All of it.
Was-
Alice Chains might be the
yeah.
top 5 band for me.
What's up there?
Yeah.
It disappeared in the storm. Clifford.
It's in-
Trying to learn
it's in
Jerry
the box.
stuff is fun. Jerry stuff is kind of accessible, right? So it's not like trying to learn some super complicated thing, but
That just
that's
sounds so
fine.
wicked, man.
It's just so
You got a
great.
Red
It's
Rocket.
so organic and yeah. Lately I've been on this big Allman Brothers kick. So
Nice, dude. Yeah, we play a lot of we play some Allman Brothers in my other band I'm about to send you.
do you?
I like
okay,
almonds.
yeah. I'm trying to learn the solos from a Blue Sky right now,
Great.
which is a bit of a just at the edge of my range. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah.
What is that?
Hell yeah.
Until you can play Dragon Force, I don't care.
Is that is that the saber you did the video on? Did it shrink? What's going on?
That's the saber that that your girlfriend says you don't have to worry about.
What song's overrated?
You said what?
Taco Tuesday, my brother said
Taco
the song is overrated.
Tuesday.
Will burn blue. That's
LeBron
cool. I'll definitely
James.
check
Mr.
them
Blue
out.
Sky.
Mr. Blue Sky?
Not Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Just Blue Sky.
Closet, why didn't you get a character saber? Was it just money or did you just like that saber better?
A little this, a little that. A little this, a little that. The character ones were like 300 plus, 200 plus. I just couldn't do it. Thought about that one. I've always liked that one anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Holy
'Cause I've been
fuck,
just
boys.
fucking waiting to like buy Obi-Wan saber, but now I'm like, dude, I just want to get a fucking NeoPixel saber.
You
just to say I
gotta,
have
you gotta have one. I have 2. They're amazing, dude.
one.
amazing.
Send me one.
Oh yeah. I can
Yeah,
show you.
send me-
You can get like an affordable one where you're not gonna like bust the bank.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like,
get it on. Yeah, I'm gonna get it
you
on
can get an
AliExpress.
SMB pro. You can get
Do
the
not
SMB.
do that. I would go to it's
That's where
go to
fucking Theory
Ultimate
gets
Works.
his.
Not Ultimate Works. Not Ultimate Works. I'm an idiot. What is the other one? Ultimate Works those are expensive. Those not sent in the chat.
But Neo Saber
Imperial
does one that's like
Workshop.
80.
Imperial Workshop. If you want, it's like 125
Yeah.
bucks. This is like my fuck around saber. Go on here if you want to get a good affordable NeoPixel. I love that. I use this one primarily. I don't really use the Luke because it's like super nice. But go to imperialworkshop.com. That one they have a bunch of super dope shit and won't ruin your pocketbook.
MacMan, get it from Hasbro. Don't do it.
Dark Saber. So MacMan, there's a bunch, dude. There's a ton. I know Theory Sabers makes one.
Theory, Neo Saber, Saber
Neo
Theory.
Sabers. I think Imperial Workshop does, and like the 2 websites that I dropped, I'm like 90% sure they do. So the packstore.com and then ultimateworks.net, I think it's what it is. Yeah, but MacMan, if you have social media, you can follow me, and I'll be happy to give you any information that you need.
Nah, he just has a YouTube account, you fucking idiot.
Crickets.
Don't care.
Closet, how much? How much was yours?
Art is subjective.
You got me.
Mine was, I think this one was 160.
Okay, I think Neo Saber has the same one. It's like 180.
Yeah, this one was
The
160. It's
Xeno
really nice.
Pixel. What's the
This
difference
one's really
between a Neo and a Xeno?
The Xeno is a NeoPixel. It's just a more affordable microchip that's in there. So let me kind of explain to you. So the XenoPixel, it's a NeoPixel, but like I said, it's pretty base level. It's super easy to program. It's not a complicated system, and you can't really, you get exactly what you want, and you don't get too many of the extra bells and whistles. But it's exactly what you're looking for, man. Smooth swing, great NeoPixel saber, all of that. Then you have like a stereo, which is like another level. It's like kind of middle of the road. And then the top two are like Crystal Focus and then Profi. And like the way I can describe those is like the Profi. I have a Profi Luke Saber. That's my main. And I got that from the pack store. And that's like the chip on that is like, or like the saber itself and what you can do with it. It's like, imagine you have like a frame of a car and you can customize it any way that you want. You just have to learn how to program it and do that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a learning curve, but completely worth it in the stuff that you can do with it at the end. So, or at the end of the day, whenever you figure it out. So it kind of just depends what you want to spend, the learning curve and the work that you want to put into it or whatever. But yeah, man. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I definitely need something.
Yeah. Dude, the Xeno's sweet. The Xeno's like my main user. That thing's super dope. I got a bunch of sweet fonts on there. I've customized it a good bit. It's dope, man. Putting fonts and stuff on there is super easy. Yeah, it's definitely easier to much easier to program than the Profi, but it's cool, man. You get the same thing. You can play music, smooth swing, all that. The cool blade styles. Yeah, I have a bunch of custom fonts, sound fonts. It's cool. I dig it. And it was only $125. So like, I'm not afraid to like let my nephew use it and like fucking bang around with it and stuff. So
yeah, I paid $180 for this freaking hilt. From I didn't
Disney's,
pay for it. I got it for Christmas. I mean,
Disney's messing with you, man. Like you go to Disney and get one of those sabers. You pay $300 and you can get something that's incredible for half that. It's way better technologically. You can do way more with it. It's more accurate for half that. Disney is pulling people's phalluses is what they're doing, bro. Straight up. It's sad. I mean, dude, if they were smart, if Disney was smart, they would go to Theory Sabers and they would buy his company. That's what they should do, but they won't do that.
He wouldn't sell it to them.
I mean, dude, money talks. I'll say that.
Not to Disney. He would not sell it to Disney.
Yeah, he'd do it.
Or any of these companies, man. They could buy out any one of these companies and take what they're doing, and your bank would be so much better. But the thing is, they could still charge people double for these half-baked products, and they'll do it. So, but yeah, man, like there's definitely way better stuff out there. And like I said, if they were smart, bro, they should jump on it because they'd sell even more. Because the NeoPixel stuff is insane. It's crazy. It's gotten so realistic and so good. Yeah. I want to get some helmets, though, but I don't want to spend the money right now. Muff, you got some, or not Muff, excuse me, Wrath, you have some really, really cool ones I like. Like, they do a good job. Disney does a good job with those. Like the Ren helmet, that's probably my favorite one.
That's what my nephew just got yesterday.
Dude, that thing is so cool, bro. It's like one of the cleanest helmets I've ever seen. And it's from a comic. And it's like, dude, yep. Luke is a badass in that comic, too. With the young Ben Solo. Yeah, this thing's crazy.
MacMan said Disney would destroy any of the saber companies. I feel like Disney could make a Neo if they wanted to. But the fact 100%. That they get idiots like me who'd fucking buy this, they don't have to. It's cheaper to make these.
Yeah, much cheaper. Much cheaper.
I do. I mean, I don't know. I talk shit, but at least I have a saber.
Yeah,
100%. If I ever want to turn it on.
100%.
It just doesn't ever sound like it's swinging.
Yeah, I mean, like Wrath has a lot of them too, man. And like for most folks, and like I completely get this, is like you just want to display it because I mean they're beautiful, yeah. They're great looking. So
I would say if you're gonna collect sabers just for display purposes, go with the Disney ones.
Yeah.
Just because they're bigger, they'll look nice on the wall and stuff like that. If you want cool shit, buy from the other companies.
Yeah, and like you could
Hmm.
still do the same thing with NeoPixel. You'll spend, I imagine, depending on the hilts you're trying to get, you could spend more. But like how it works with NeoPixel and stuff like that, if like you get a Profi, you can just have like one Profi core and just use it for all your sabers. So it can go in all of them. So you can have like a bunch of different hilts that are that are compatible, but just have one brain for it. So you don't necessarily have to keep buying more blades or more cores for it. You can just buy the hilts themselves.
I had 4 Disney sabers, and
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you to my debt, I had to sell 3 of them.
Yeah,
I
dude, the
have
Ray one was actually cool.
4 of them as
I'm not
well.
gonna lie.
They do
The
a
Ray
thing
one-
for like annual pass holders every so often where they do like a yard sale, and I picked up like 3 sabers, and each one was like $50. So I have Leia's, Plo Koon's, and Cal Kestis's as well.
Yeah, the Plo Koon one is cool, dude. The Mara J one was so sick.
And like for all the shit that we were just talking on the Disney sabers, the experience that you get when you do the build your own is so like it's so cool. Like
That's
honestly,
the
it's
only
worth it.
It
thing I
looks
didn't
dope.
get to do when I went with my now
Yours looks
fiance.
dope.
Was we didn't get to do, so it was crazy. We didn't get to do the
It's sick.
saber building one, but we went to Harry Potter World, and she did
The wand.
and she was the person that got chosen as like the big spectacle one. So
Oh
she
my
got
God.
Harry Potter wand.
The AliExpress saber. I've seen this one before. I've seen people
Well,
review it.
Well, the thing that I just sent you is the company specifically that Theory works with. It's TXQ, but
TXQ. Yeah,
but he
it's the cheap
modifies this.
version.
He doesn't use
Exactly the same,
Yeah.
but that's where he gets the
Kyber
raw
Phonics.
parts.
Yeah,
Kyber
but yeah,
Phonics.
all of his stuff is done in partnership with TXQ.
Dude, your saber is sick. I really like the emitter on that
Yeah.
Clone Force. Shit is dope.
I broke this once, like because the threads to screw all it on are just like super thin. So I accidentally cross-threaded it, and I had it for like a year. I took it back to Disney World with me, and they just replaced it. So that's one
sick.
cool thing as well. Is like, dude, if
That's
you
cool.
fuck anything up, like Disney, like there are people there, like in the parks are super nice. Like if
That's
you fuck
cool.
anything up, like and Universal too. I'm not like my niece. We went to Universal. She was carrying like Luna Lovegoods wand, and she tripped. Like I don't know how she did it, but she tripped on just a crack in the sidewalk, and then just completely destroyed the wand. She was all upset, and I was like, we'll just go over there. They handed her a brand new wand.
Damn, that's really cool. I love that.
So, those companies are great.
Yeah, take care of their customers. Yo, what crystal did you get in there?
I have all of them.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
but I chose blue.
Yeah,
I think blue's a better color.
what's y'all's lightsaber colors? Or if you, how about this? Let's make it more
OTT's is
interesting.
green.
Colors, and how
Yeah.
would you be dual sabers? Would you be staff? Would you be saber and a blaster? So like, give me your specifics if you guys were your own.
Ezra's saber is the coolest in my opinion.
The blue,
His
the
first
original
one.
one.
The
his first
original.
one. It's a very cool concept. All right, what about you, Closet?
I'm a single blade green lightsaber guy.
Very nice.
That's always been my favorite.
Bro,
Luke's
that was so
lightsaber.
fucking hot.
Dude, yeah, Luke's
That was
second
my
lightsaber
favorite.
was peak.
What's mine?
Very nice.
See,
What
I
about
think
you?
that part's cool too. Like with those sabers, that you don't have to have the blade in. If I had just the correct emitter on and went to turn it on, it would sound like it's sputtering.
Yeah, I feel that. It's true. What about you, OTT?
That's a great question. I mean, I love Luke's, Anakin saber,
Mhm.
the blue one. So if I was gonna use the saber, like I said, I love the Jedi one because of the symbolism and when he, just is such a big part of his journey. But I think just aesthetically, I think I like the Anakin saber or Luke, Luke.
The
the one he gets from
classic.
Anakin,
Yeah.
the classic.
Oh, I thought you were going green.
What about you, Swinsky? What you got for me?
He's purple.
Okay, so are we doing like what we would use if we were a Jedi, or if we saying
Sure.
saying our
You
favorite
just
fucking
force
saber?
user or whatever. I mean, like if you
Because if we're going favorite sabers, it's Tusken Slayer all day. It's nice,
Tusken Slayer.
elegant, sleek,
yeah,
and
my number
blue.
2 for sure.
But if I was like a Jedi or something, I'm just using a single blue bladed lightsaber.
Nice.
Gem
Wrath?
so motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I would probably say theoretically I'd be a double orange saber or
Double
double
orange, that
white,
shit's fire.
like a mall style.
Yes.
But for realistic purposes and weapons purposes, you'll just have to check out when I get my cosplay going.
Okay, word. For me, like my three favorite sabers in the canon are obviously Luke's second is my favorite, and the Tusken Slayer number 2 by far, and then 3 probably Qui-Gon's. If I had my own, if I was going to do single, I'd probably do orange, but realistically, I'd probably do two dual, one green, one blue, and I want to be able to have them single, but then connect them together too. I want to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd say if I did dual wielding, I'd probably go like one white, one orange.
That'd be sick. Like super cool.
That's cool. I feel like Vader's saber and his hilt doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't, man. That's
You
the
know,
Roger Christian one they're about to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I agree. His is super sleek.
Yeah.
Did I like you guys have to look it up, but Stellan Geos' saber.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what. I know
High
what
Oh,
it
is
is.
that like the fucking weird cross guard from the High
Yeah.
Republic looking one?
Yeah.
Dude, that one's sick.
It is cool. Yeah,
He's such a cool Jedi, but like his story isn't great.
sucks.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say what's her name for a second.
Vernestra.
Vernestra.
Vernestra. Vernestra. Beside, like, if you only know her from the Acolyte, you haven't actually met Vernestra yet. Vernestra is probably one of the most badass Jedi out there.
I've heard that too. I've heard her novel depiction was actually really cool, but
Her novel depiction's amazing. She's like the best that the Jedi have to offer. And that was one of my issues. Like, I actually went on I did like a little live stream, went on a whole fucking rant that Justina Ireland, the person that created her, did not watch The Acolyte when it came out, did not know what she was working on. And she was already writing that book, Wayseeker, that was supposed to connect Vernestra to the Acolyte. And then she was getting messages saying, like, hey, like, your character sucks. Like, Vernestra is an asshole, like, all this stuff. And then she finally had to go and watch the show and threw away the book that she was writing and then had to write an entirely different book to make
tragic, dude.
So she was like, so now the Wayseeker book that she wrote is a first person story told by Vernestra. And she was like, it's not quite High Republic and it's not quite Acolyte. So I was like, damn, dude, Leslie Headland and them didn't work together because there was no source material as well. And
yeah.
So they didn't work together to make this character good on screen as well as she's been. And I'm like, I mean, she's 116 or 118 in the Acolyte, but like her character is like known for having like long purple hair, and then she's bald in the Acolyte. And I don't know, maybe it happens when you're 118.
That's the biggest thing I'll say. That's the biggest disconnect from ever since Disney bought Lucasfilm is it's become so corporate. Yes, there's still some good things, but kind of what you're saying is there used to be everything was synergized. Everything used to be
that's what Dave
together.
Filoni said.
Yeah, and that's what made us fall in love with Star Wars. Honestly,
I started that video by reading the foreword of the book A New Dawn, because in that thing they were like, hey, what is canon and what isn't canon is no longer a problem. Like at Disney, like the authors, the people who are making the video games, we're all talking to each other, and like how quickly that's all fallen. And my friend Anthony was like super big into Legends. He was like, dude, they retconned my stories. I understand why they did it. I see it, Closet.
See you,
bye, guys.
But he was like, I understand why they did it, but he was like, they're just going to do it again. They're not going, like, in his opinion, he was like, they're just going to make the same mistake.
What's up, guys?
Corn Chucker extraordinaire.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
We're having a lot of fun, hopefully.
Good. I'm glad. Clone Force, thank you so much for hosting this evening. I really appreciate you keeping her going.
I don't know. You might have to you have to watch the beginning.
What happened?
We made fun of you for being. We said that you were in a corn shuck, or you were eating corn the long way for a competition.
Right. Yeah.
We said
Had
you were in
nothing to-
first place.
Yep. Every time, baby. Every time. This is
Okay. Yeah, we didn't know what you were doing. Not that it like super mattered.
in-laws own a wedding and event center, and this is how I earn. I work security, so.
Oh, okay. OTT, thank you for joining. We'll definitely
Been a
see
pleasure,
you
my
soon.
man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Appreciate it, guys.
Of course.
We'll catch y'all next time.
All right.
See you, OTT.
See y'all. Take it easy.
You got to make that Rebel ScumCon money.
Rebel ScumCon and Denver Fan Expo.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
gonna be sick too. Swinsky, you said you're going to Chicago,
So
right?
I'm
Yeah, I'm going to Fan Expo Chicago.
Dude, I want to go to that one because Mark's gonna be there.
Tell your in-laws to host Rat's wedding.
Yeah.
I'm already signed up.
who's?
Right.
Heck yeah. That's funny. No, I'm excited. I'm gonna fly out. It's over 4th of July weekend in Denver. I'm flying out, and me and BP are gonna get picked up by Jungle, and we're gonna stay at his place and go to the con all 4 days.
It's
So
gonna be sick, dude.
it's gonna be legit.
Yes, ha.
Too legit to quit. What?
To quit. That's that. I love that movie.
For what's it from? I know it's MC
I
Hammer.
am too
but...
legit to quit,
Oh,
and if I am not too legit, then I must quit.
Oh God. So Gazer, did you we already talked about it like a couple of hours ago now, but did you see that Mark Hamill announced that he will no longer be playing Luke Skywalker?
No, I did not see that. Really?
Yeah.
Apparently, allegedly.
yeah, I don't buy it.
Until
Not
yeah,
one bit.
Sklee said he doesn't buy it at all.
He said it before, dude. He said
Wrath-
this is like the third time he said that.
Wrath had a very good reaction to it.
I
Why?
don't give a shit.
Why did they say? Why did? What was the reasoning in the article?
Because
He
his
was in an
pants
interview.
fell down.
He said it's time for Star Wars to focus on new characters.
Well, no shit. but
He
we
said
still
he
need to
literally
pull
has said
this
the
out.
same thing before in the past. He has 100% said the same thing.
Yeah. The
It's
only
same-
problem is that they have. The only problem. That's great that we should focus on new characters. The only problem is that we get writers and directors in there who don't know crap. They don't know if they're rear end from a hole in the ground, and so the story and the characters are just usually crap, except for Shin Ha-Ti and Balin
said
Skull.
that, yeah.
Are you saying that Reva's not good?
You
Yeah,
don't like
Reva.
Zori Bliss?
That's one of those characters they didn't
They
know.
fucked your character.
That's
up.
one of those characters they didn't know their butt from
All
a
right,
hole in the ground.
I'm gonna combat you here because you disrespected my Lord and Savior Babu Frick, the greatest character of all Star Wars.
Dude, there's some solid Disney characters.
Zori Bliss
Um,
is a solid Disney character. I would argue that Rey would be one if they knew how to write a story that was cohesive.
She could.
Captain-
Ray could
Captain
be one, but
Phasma-
she's not.
Captain
That's
Phasma
the point.
could have
She's
been
not.
a goated all-time character, but they didn't know how to write her character.
Grogu.
All I'm hearing is
Here's-
wasted potential.
Think about it, Raph. Think about the words. Think about the words you're using. Could have been, would have been. Yes, I agree. They could have been and would have been, but they're not because of lousy
fair.
writing,
Yeah.
lazy writing,
I
and
agree.
bad
Right.
directing.
But the
I mean-
statement you made is a generalized blanket statement. So there's still
Chimera,
Right,
Chimera's
because
good.
99% of the time, the writers and directors that they get in there are lazy.
well, there's two
or
characters
don't
that I
know how to-
mentioned that are actually still dope characters in Babu.
I would say
Frick
99%,
and
but I
Zori
get what you're
Bliss.
saying, Gazer. Like, dude, under Disney, there still has been a bunch of dope characters, bro. Like, we talk about Rebels. We can
Vegas
talk
Geo.
Malbus, Chirrut Imwe.
True.
even stuff in the
actually
comic, even
Geo.
guys in the comics. Like, we were talking about the Ren.
Yeah.
He's a cool character from the
Tobias
comics. But
Funky,
you're right. It's this.
I don't know. I don't know the comics very well. I'm just talking straight shows. Yeah, you're right. Probably not
I'd say like
99%.
70,
Maybe
I'd
75,
say like
80%
70%.
of characters.
You are absolutely correct.
I would say
You
75,
absolutely correct that
80%.
it's the same pitfalls. It's like you have a really cool concept for a character, but just the way that it ends up being worked out in the writing, that's what it is. It's the writing, dude. It's the writing and the direction. And we hate that, man. We deserve better as Star Wars fans. So.
Yep.
It'd be cool if we saw more of Ochia Bestoon other than the stupid scene that we see in Rise of Skywalker, because I think he could have been cool.
I think for me, a character that they really messed up, that I was actually really looking forward to seeing how that played out, it was in The Force Awakens.
We talked about it a
Finn,
little bit.
A deserted stormtrooper you could use the Force. I'm like, dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was
Let's
just
roll with
clickbait,
that.
though. They never I'm of the opinion that J.J. Abrams never intended him to be Force sensitive, and then after 8, like people were like, dude, he held a lightsaber in the poster for 7. Like, why is he not a Jedi?
Because
and
of
was
China.
Like, they were like, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll do it in 9. So then they retconned what they'd done in the prior 2 movies, and then made him Force sensitive. But before that, he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I personally think that JJ was headed in that direction. I think the problem was, I don't think the problem was J.J. Abrams in that trilogy. I think the problem
Disney's
was Rian
fault,
Johnson.
the fact that they didn't
trilogy.
have an outline.
I think that if they would have given J.J. Abrams the reins on all 3 movies and said, "Hey, you got a trilogy, make it happen," I don't necessarily think it would have been the greatest thing of all time, but I do think that it would have been a lot better than what we got.
Honestly, I'm not gonna blame 8 for 9 being a failure. Like, I know Disney panicked, but that 9 is a failure because of JJ. And like he tried to turn back the story that Rian Johnson had, which in my opinion kind of continued with 7.
Who turned back the story that JJ
I don't
had?
think the story turned. I think the story continued.
Clone Force, I don't know if you knew this, but they actually didn't use JJ's cut for Rise of Skywalker. That's why he didn't want to come back to Star Wars after that. So he had a different cut, and you can look it up. He had a different cut for that movie, and Disney didn't want to use it because they were so concerned about what happened with 8. So I wouldn't put all of the blame on JJ.
Are we talking like
story-wise,
Justice League, Joss Whedon kind of shit?
Yes, very similar. Very similar. Yeah. But yeah, that was a big reason. I mean, they put his name on there only in name, and they didn't end up using his final story for that.
The issue is that it should have been Colin Trevorrow's movie.
Dude, it should have been. Disney should have had a fucking plan from the beginning.
Bob Iger, at least Bob Iger admits that. He admits that he made that mistake. I just wish the fucking people at Lucasfilm would also say, "Hey."
I mean, dude,
like that's a huge problem though with Disney lately, is that they have too many hands in the cookie jar. They need to have, like Scully said, a direction, and then they need to find a director who gets with that direction and be like, hey, you have a trilogy, go for it, make it happen, but follow these guidelines, follow this path that we want to go down. Okay, that's fine. Then at least you have a plan. You're following it. We can follow along as an audience. Whereas now we're sitting here talking about a trilogy that didn't make sense because there's 2 different directors in there who had 2 completely different ideas of what that Star Wars movie trilogy should be.
Well, apparently
100%.
Colin Trevorrow got fired, or allegedly Colin Trevorrow gets fired because he specifically told Rian Johnson not to kill Luke, and Ryan and Kathleen were like, "Fuck you, we're killing Luke," and so then he got pissed off and they got rid of him. Allegedly, that's what happened there. Which, I mean, it sucks, but I think the fallback, there was backlash for 8 for sure. But I think the course correction made no sense. I honestly think that had they just continued the story with what happened at the end of 8, there'd still be people who, like the same people who are like, dude, I don't like Jar Jar in the prequels or stuff like that. You still have some of that, but at least we would have a cohesive story that was told, because you have one part of a movie, one part of a trilogy, another part of a trilogy, and then you have one movie that tried to be a trilogy.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's
And
the biggest.
and they forgot about Lando.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. I mean, the hard part for me is that they completely lost me in 8 right at the beginning, and I've said this before with that toss of the lightsaber over the shoulder. Like that completely just lost me in the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
I was kind of
We talked
done
about
at
that earlier.
point.
I said and I justified different things, but I didn't. That scene's cringy. I'm not saying it's good at all, but that's not his saber. Like, yeah, there's history in it, but Luke is so much more than that saber by the time that happens that it doesn't really matter. And then a little bit ago, I was talking we had original trilogy talk on, and he was saying like his favorite scene with Luke saber is when he turned it off, and I said, oh yeah, when he tossed it right before Vader, and I was like, look, it's like that's Luke's thing. He's the tosser of sabers. So like he had him a saber, he's just gonna fucking throw it.
That was
Yeah,
different.
I know that was
See,
just a stupid take. I was just
that
being
one's
stupid,
different.
But
Yeah. So like for me though, like okay, maybe it isn't his
Yeah.
saber anymore, right? And he doesn't want anything to do with it. But as a Star Wars, as a director of Star Wars with so much history and lore into that thing, don't
Yeah.
disrespect it, right? There's different ways of handling it where he could have shut it off, given it back to her and said,
Yeah.
I don't want this, right? Like
He
that
didn't even
that
turn it
would have
on.
been completely different than tossing it over his shoulder. Right, exactly. He didn't even turn it on. He looked at it and just threw it over his shoulder. At least hand it back and say, I don't want this
I'm not gonna
anymore. This
lie.
isn't mine. You know
I'd
what I
feel
mean?
even
Like,
better instead of the toss, and I know you guys might not like this, if he would have just taken it and just yeeted it as far as he could and be like, and then give you some kind of reason why he did that. Like, hey, like attachment's bad or something like that. But like the quick little toss, and it was something that was going on with Marvel at the time where they were the movies were starting to turn comedic. I honestly think that they thought that scene was going to be funny.
That's
I could see that.
that's
I could see them
definitely
trying to go
what
for
it
that.
felt like back then. And
Yeah.
just, I mean, we've all seen me tell terrible
it
jokes.
didn't hit,
That was
obviously.
just fucking god awful one there.
Yeah, that's bad, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're at that point, you're playing with something again that has history and lore built into it, all the way from Revenge of the Sith, right? There's so much built into that. Now, if it would have been a random blaster or other random lightsaber where he was like, I've never seen this before, toss it over my shoulder, well, then that would have been funny, right? But like, it wasn't. It was something that all Star Wars fans know. You see that weapon, you know exactly where it's been.
The
You know
history
what
behind
movies
it.
you know whose hands have held it, the history behind it, like you know. And so for them just to throw it over the shoulder, obviously that was just straight up disrespectful.
It felt
I
like a
feel like to
slap in
Star
the
Wars
face,
fans.
definitely.
And
He definitely could have said
So-
like this saber means nothing to me, and then like still had his saber on his hip or something like that. Like I get that you think that this like even
right.
could have been like he could have been like, I knew Leia would want you to bring this saber to me to try to bring me back, but like, or I knew Leia would want you to bring this
Yeah.
saber to try to bring me back. This saber means nothing to me. This is my saber. And,
Yeah. Or I have no connection to it anymore.
that
and then
saber
hands it
belongs
back
to my
her.
father.
No, I
You
agree.
know,
I
like-
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they
I coulda
thought it would
handled
be
that.
funny. It wasn't funny.
was
It's
a
a very
misstep.
cringeworthy scene, but like it also like I do justify that like it's not his. It never was. It was always his father's. He was using it.
Always his
Right.
father's.
Yeah. And if they wanted to be funny,
Right.
then he
And I
could have
get-
been
I
like,
get that.
like if they wanted the scene to be funny, he'd be like, there was a hand. Like there was a hand with this last time I saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He should have done that.
So yeah, that's a problem. But ultimately, like, I don't think that ruined it. I also think the course correction on Kylo was bad. I wanted Kylo to get worse. Like at the end of that
Damn.
That was
movie,
the
I said
original
that
plan,
like
dude.
Yeah.
Even Adam Driver, that was the
Yeah.
original, the idea behind it was they were going to have him be they were going to have
It was
I
the
think
reverse Vader arc.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was
And
supposed to be conflicted in 7 and then be like, fucking fuck you guys. I'm complete
fully
dark
resolved.
side by
Yeah.
episode 9.
yeah. Adam
'cause,
talked
like,
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Luke is like in the beginning, he's like feeling sorry for himself and like everything that he did. And by the end of that, he's at peace with his action. Like, you know what? I think what I did was probably the right move. Like, and he's like, I'll see you around, kid. And
Yep.
he dies with full resolve. Like, hey, there's
Completely,
no saving
yeah.
this kid. And then
Completely.
and then
Yeah.
and then he just turns back because why the hell not?
Yeah. And him going to the dark side for even further in 9 would have made sense. You know, you think about the commercial where he's looking at Vader's burnt up helmet and he
Yeah.
says, I'll finish what you started, right? You know, like that would have made so much sense that he is the opposite, where he actually does embrace the dark side even more than Anakin did.
Couldn't
I
kill his
think the
character.
inclusion of that helmet was stupid in all the movies. Like, I thought that was dumb.
I like the helmet. I
Bro.
think it's cool.
It was cool aesthetic to see like a burnt melted Vader mask, but
Oh,
why
He's
the
carrying it
fuck-
around.
Okay.
why did Anakin's
My
Force
bad, yeah.
Ghost not step in and be like, brother, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Stop.
I thought you were talking about Kylo's helmet. My bad.
Oh no. No, I actually
I
like
feel
when
that.
Kylo rebuilt the helmet. Like, and I even like that Snoke even was like, take off that ridiculous helmet at one point.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. But then 9, like 9 ruined Snoke. Like, I was upset that Snoke died, and I didn't get a story to Snoke at all. But then to have him just be like this test tube thing, I was like, come
He's
on,
got some
you've
cool
ruined-
background in the comics.
Yeah.
You've
But like I
ruined Snoke.
Again,
And
to
that's a
me,
9 issue.
that especially with Palpatine and then Snoke, that whole thing screams
true.
lazy writing.
It's true.
But like, yeah, I was okay. I was okay with the way 8 ended. Besides like the Canto bite thing, like I get that you're trying to find somebody, but then, and I like the story that guy tells, DJ. Like, hey, like, oh, look at
Benicio.
this. Like, there's like ships for the good guys and the bad guys. Like, these people are doing both. Like, he's showing that, like, hey, both sides are war profiteering here. But like that whole arc that like Finn and Rose went on, I was like, dude, this is kind of dumb.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only good part was
That,
the
yeah.
groom boy.
I mean the we can't. Yeah. Yeah. It's like we can't win by destroying what we hate, but by fighting for what we love. And it's like that's what he was doing. He was sacrificing himself for all of you numbnuts that so you guys could, win. I don't understand the point of that, but okay. Like,
Yeah. I thought the line was good. It was just that scene didn't match that line.
Yeah.
And I would have been okay with him and Rose being a thing, to be honest with you. It's just the way that they kind of established, like, because again, we talked about it. The sequel trilogy takes place over 1 year. Like, all this stuff is happening immediately.
Wait, what?
I think
You didn't know that? Yeah, the first
I
order.
legit
Right,
didn't. I don't like
Yeah.
the sequels that much that I don't fucking know
Dude,
anymore.
the first
about it.
order lasted a year
yeah.
in canon.
Here's what I think would have been cool with that Finn arc, right? You have Finn, who's this force sensitive, right? He's never met Luke. He's looking for Luke, right? Because he's heard about him. And then you have this Rose deal with him. That's fine. And then in the end at 9, he finds Luke. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many different ways. Like, doesn't have to be that one, but there's so many different ways you could have taken that, and it would have been so good.
Swizzy, I will say this is like, despite the things that you don't like, like, because obviously, I don't like the sequels, whatever, but it's so important to understand the canon, because then that way, then you can think about things about like how I told you about,
See,
the whole thing
brother,
with
man,
Luke.
this is where my sequels start. Is Heir to the Empire.
Well, dude, we're essentially
Amen.
getting
Amen,
that
Lord
right now.
Swinsky. Amen.
I mean, we're essentially getting all of that right now. I mean, if you've read Heir to the Empire, which I know you have, you see a lot of the same stuff. All the same beats are happening. We have Thrawn, we have Mount Tannis, we have the cloning process.
I have yet to see Luke Skywalker be introduced to fucking hot chocolate. So don't even go there.
Hot chocolate?
Yeah, he gets introduced to hot. Well, they introduce hot chocolate in there. Lando showed him hot chocolate in Heir to the Empire. Well, that's what he tells 3PO right before Ben's Force Ghost shows up.
he says the words "hot chocolate."
Well, hot cocoa, but
That's good. So That's the one thing that's kind of dumb, like what people choose to nitpick, and like I guess I'll say like Star Wars Theory got upset about bricks and screws in Andor, but like got no problem with fucking hot cocoa and Legends. I don't know, dude. Fucking stupid.
I love Heir to the Empire, man. It's fantastic.
I'm
glad that we're getting
never read it.
a retelling of it.
I
I'm
have
really
it,
happy
or I
about
have
that.
one of the. I picked this up at like a secondhand bookstore. I guess this is the first book.
Dude, it's,
Yeah.
it's banging, bro. And like I sent you, Brandon, I sent you those animations though. You must watch those, dude. They're insanely good. I sent it to you too. I think Swinski in our chat.
I think you need to manage expectations for the Thrawn thing though, because his new like ascendancy thing that he's done, the Thrawn ascendancy novels and the new Thrawn canon novels are kind of telling I can't say it's telling a different story. I don't know the other one. But ultimately he's trying to help the Chiss, and he's kind of using the Empire to get what he wants. But he's also like he gets gay, he's kind of disillusioned. So I don't know like what his ultimate goal here is now, because like he doesn't, in my opinion, he's like in the new novels, he's been kind of taking people that he thinks are useful to him and to his people. And like, he'll take this guy named Eli Vanto and he's like, yo, go meet the Chiss, like go to the Chiss and help them out because you think like I do. So then like he starts sending people back to the Chiss Ascendancy from the Empire. And I don't know, like, so like his big thing is he's on a secret mission because originally he was on his way to find Anakin, but then he gets told that Anakin dies, but then deduces that Anakin's actually Vader. But because Anakin was about to murder him, he was like, oh yeah, Anakin's dead. So then he just kind of leaves it at that. But his big thing is like he's trying to defeat these people called the Grisks. Or like
they're like the canon version of the Yuzon Vong.
Yeah, 2 Grisks can take over an entire universe or an entire galaxy.
They're crazy, dude.
How he phrases it. And they're super crazy. Like, because they just convince people to, it's weird because it feels like real life. Like these people use like small propagandas to try to get people to turn on their closest allies, and it works all the time. So the Chiss Ascendancy and the new Thrawn trilogy, really good for that.
Yeah, I started listening to the like just the Thrawn novel, where I think it's just like a white cover with like half his blue face or something like that. It's pretty good. It's kind of gotten a little bit boring. I'm like halfway through it. Can't necessarily remember exactly what scenario I'm at, but it kind of made me turn it off for a couple days.
You're probably somewhere near where he's meeting Governor Price. Like he's meeting Price towards the end there.
He was him and Eli just got like promoted or something. Or Thrawn got promoted to like captain, and Eli's he still underneath him and shit, and he's like getting pissed off about it.
Yeah, did you see like, and in that book he carries around this old badge. Like he only ever uses the old one, and there's a huge story behind it. I think it happens in like the 3rd book. He uses the badge for something. It's super interesting.
Oh shit.
It's not as good as the Living Force and Ki-Adi-Mundi's Ice Mountains, though.
God, oh my god, I hate that book, bro.
They need to call that book Ki-Adi-Mundi's Snow Cone Adventure.
Ki-Adi eats a snow cone and Yarrow Proof cleans out a fucking library.
That book does end, like, the reason why stuff in the library goes missing is because of Sidious.
Oh.
So they do link it back in, but
it's
that's
still
why
not gonna make me finish the book.
Yeah, that's why the stuff goes missing, is because that guy's working, the cleaner's working for Sidious, but then at the end they have, I forget. Oh, they have Maul show up and kill him. Maul shows up and kills the guy.
Oh
the
shit!
Yeah.
Maybe I should get past the library cleaning shit.
Might be some gems.
Yeah, I think eventually Ki-Adi-Mundi gets an ice mount with somebody. Like me and Lord Swinski said that, like in that book, Ki-Adi-Mundi's like the guy from Lilo and Stitch, like who just can't eat his ice cream. And like, but also Ki-Adi-Mundi gets caught up in like a throuple, also like something like that.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Like this girl's like saying like you don't love me anymore to her husband, so she just grabs Kiadimundi and it's like you can't treat me like him. And Kiadimundi's like I
Lord.
don't treat her like nothing.
Dude, straight up, bro. Kiadimuni's become the most interesting man in the galaxy. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Being in the acolyte and then all this stuff,
Yeah.
all this canon fleshing out. I mean, he's already crazy in Legends, but like, bro, my
He's
man,
fucking- He's
my
just
man is-
stupid, dude. He's hilarious. I love him.
I love that he used to have a purple saber in Legends. That shit was super cool. I also wish
didn't
they
know
had.
that about him. I just knew that apparently he changes saber colors from like green to blue in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, for a brief second in the Battle of Geonosis game, the arena, yeah. He had in Legends he had a purple lightsaber. So if you play like Jedi Power Battles, he's got a purple saber, the first version, and then Plo Koon had an orange saber, which was super sick.
I knew that one.
Yeah, he had orange and yellow, and then green. But yeah, man, super dope. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. My big thing right now and that's what I'm working on my channel is my High Republic series, and this new book that I'm reading, called Into the Light, which is a Phase 3 novel. Bro, shit is hitting the fan like immediately, like all the time, and it's just like it's nonstop because like they have these. There's a planet called Planet X, and they have these like it's a very like rich in the Force planet, and they have these kind of like I don't know, they're kind of like fucking dogs or whatever, but they're called like the Shrikerai, and these hyperspace prospectors, as they're trying to figure out different routes, these two guys accidentally discover it. Well, these other people called the Path of the Open Hand go to this planet, they steal like these dogs and stuff from it, and these like it turns out this real world that they're in or whatever there's not enough force sensitive stuff, so they actually feed on Jedi. So they literally, if they get close to a Jedi start losing their mind, they start hallucinating. Like
Sounds like Abeloth.
The beast will be right in front of them and they cannot see them because their brain is completely distorted by just the sheer nothingness inside these beasts. And then the beasts feed on them and they drain them of their force and just turn them into ash husks. So if you touch them, like if you touch that body, it just crumbles. And then you have these plants called the Drengir, which are dark side carnivorous plants that like just start eating everything. Like they refer to all beings that aren't them as meat. And they're like, I hate when the meat talks too much or whatever. And then they just start killing things. But they get their powers from the dark side of the force. And it's super interesting. But the Jedi have to team up with the Hutts in order to defeat them. But it turns out they didn't defeat them and they're just coming back. But yeah, so Jabba the Hutt and the Jedi work together for a little bit, but
That's wild. Actually,
they're not really friends. But
yeah,
these Drengir are fucking with his spice roots.
I'm hyped for when Eclipse finally comes out. I can't wait to dive and hand first into the High Republic era. Kind of see all the other stuff that's been going on. That game looks super cool.
Yeah, if it ever comes out.
Eclipse. Dude, it's insane, bro. It's supposed to have like a 27 release, I believe. And I honestly, guys, I think the Old Republic remake's gonna come out next year. I really do, because it's already available for pre-order in some places. So
Sony's doing their Days of Play thing, right? So because like June used to be when E3 used to happen, but now it doesn't happen. So when they start discussing stuff, I think they'll announce it this year.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I'm super hyped for that, man. I think it's gonna be banging.
I'll play. That'll be the first time I play it.
Oh, dude, yeah, I haven't played it. I know the story behind it briefly, like on a broad level. But yeah, man, dude, there's some fire titles, man. Like Jedi 3, that one, Eclipse, those are banging. And bro, like obviously my number one is EA Battlefront 3. I want that so fucking bad. Bad. I'm so happy that the game BF2 has been getting so much love, and I mean it's my favorite. We're talking about favorite Star Wars game earlier. That's my favorite Star Wars game. It's been for like the past 5 years.
They got triple XP weekend in Battlefront 2. I took my assault class from level 9 to like level 30.
Oh, I know, dude. Wednesdays are the best on triple XP, and then double XP on the weekends. But bro, yeah, man, I've been playing that game since 2018 or 19. It was like a year after it came out, because obviously I remember all this stuff about the initial drop. But then, like, dude, from that point on, I was playing it in college, and it's been my favorite Star Wars game, bro. It's so fun. I've logged so many hours on PlayStation and Xbox. Like, I have like, yeah, it's ridiculous. I have like 80% of the stuff done. I have like a lot of my heroes are like my Luke on both of them is like level 126 or something. So I've put so much time into it. It's just a great game, and it's a great reboot to the original Battlefront series, which I loved as a kid. But yeah, man, give us Battlefront 3. I want that so bad.
Dude, if you like Bale as well, you got to read that Mask of Fear book, because Bale is insane.
Is that the one that you sent me?
That's the one that I sent you, but I wound up
Okay,
just
cool.
adding you to the Google Drive link for where I keep my books.
I appreciate it. Definitely gonna check them out, dude. I'm thankful for that. Thank you.
So, Roger Christian's
I'm gonna
book is
take
in
off,
there.
boys. I gotta finish off some editing for tomorrow's interview that I did.
Cool.
So,
Thanks for popping in, boss.
yeah, not a problem. Thanks for Clone Force. Thanks again for hosting.
Yeah.
Truly, like, thank
Where'd
you.
you get the frickin' Who's Your Daddy thing? Because I saw
it's so
Closet
sick.
had one too.
ICCC,
Yeah,
boy.
at ICCC, someone had it in the room sale for $5.
Okay.
So, I love that poster. That's the main poster I remember when Revenge of the Sith
Yeah,
came
I
out.
remember it too. When is the
I don't
Roger video
remember
coming out?
any posters.
When is
The
the
what?
Roger video? When are you gonna drop that one?
What Roger
didn't you
video?
Didn't you just say you were working on editing a Roger interview or something like that?
No, an interview I did, not with Roger. I'm trying to get Roger. Well, not trying. We just got to plan a time for Roger to come in. So
Cool.
Did that Mark Thompson interview? Because I watched all of it. Finally, because I was asking where you got that audio from for your.
yeah.
Dude, that shit was great. And he just starts like while you're doing it, he just starts doing different voices, and I was like,
Right?
I was like, fuck.
Oh, and then he's talking about like the what are those little aliens called that Leia runs into, the Nogri?
Yeah, he's like, he said he
Yeah.
can't really do those ones anymore.
Yeah, because it hurts his voice a lot or whatever. But then I started asking about other ones, and he goes, yeah, and he just starts doing it, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, and it was cool at the end there. Yeah, when I asked him to do like a Lando and a Thrawn, he did it for my podcast, which I did not expect. I was just wanting.
I can't remember a book that I've read recently that includes clone troopers, and I was like, I need somebody who can voice a fucking clone trooper.
Matt or Wrath.
Yeah, Wrath. I think that's
Wrath
gonna be
could
you,
nail
dude.
that, dude. Are you kidding me?
I want somebody who's more like D compared to like Tamora.
Good
Come on,
troopers
dude.
follow orders.
Yeah, that was 10 out of 10 actually. Okay. I already said he should be a voice actor.
No, I've been saying it for years, bro. I've been saying it for freaking years, probably over a decade.
All right, Wrath, give us the. It was a quiet night.
No, you gotta pay for it.
Oh, come
He's
on.
gonna start a Fiverr.
Gotta pay for it.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks again,
Yeah,
Clone
you're
Force.
welcome.
See you guys.
Yeah, because I'm like a scumbag, nobody can really see the background, but I made the background with AI because I didn't have a fucking background. I was like, give me like some kind of sci-fi like that draws inspiration from like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and like Harry Potter. So it gave me this background.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm probably gonna head out here momentarily as well. Are you guys still planning on staying on for a minute?
Nope.
No, I think we're all about ready to go.
Cool.
You ready, Lord Swinsky?
Yeah.
Well, guys, all 10 of you that are here, that's it for this week of Nerds Galore. Thank you for everybody that popped in. Thank you for Gazer for joining last second. Wrath, Lord Swinsky, Slee 3PO, thank you for hanging out all night, and we will see you guys next week.